with plenty of sunshine, comfortable temperatures and humidity. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s with a light northwest breeze at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear and comfortable Wednesday night, the low 55 to 60. A bit more in the way of cloud cover Thursday, but partly sunny. Highs in the low 80s. Some showers developing Thursday night, chance for thunder, and still a couple of showers and the chance for a thunder shower on Friday, high 75 to 80. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's up 71 points, the NASDAQ is down over 400, and the S&P is down 85. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Wesley Financial. Is your office going out to celebrate the World Cup? There's some HR strategy behind it.
Great way to help kind of boost morale during the summer months at work when nobody wants to be inside.
Michelle Reisdorf of the Robert Half Company says the World Cup is a low-stakes soccer celebration. Most workers are novices, and everyone can fall behind the hardcore fans.
They have some things to teach us about soccer.
I'm Rob Hart.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Did you know the average person uses a toilet 2,500 times a year, and the average toilet lasts 25 to 30 years? So with that in mind, wouldn't you want the best? Stop in today and see our extensive line of Toto toilets, the world's largest toilet manufacturer. Modern Plumbing Supply on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin, featuring Toto Toilets, a brand we proudly stand behind. No pun intended?
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio, right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Happy Tuesday! It's a birthday Tuesday. All you scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, men, women, and young people, and no one will ever forget you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I got a ridiculous text messages sent to me after the show. I get some of these ridiculous. Everybody always wants me to defend Republicans like that's what I have to do. I don't defend Republicans. I don't even know whether or not people understand this. I don't defend anybody. That's not my role. I am a conservative, right? I am a conservative, simple and plain. Now everybody says, well, why do you have to play party politics? I'm not. I'm a conservative. I don't have a litmus test. I believe that all politicians must prove themselves to me. I don't care if you say that you're a Republican. You have to prove your worth to me as an individual for me to support you. I don't just get to support you because you walk into the room and say, I'm a Republican. I don't care. I care about what you plan to do for the people you represent. That's your job. Maybe you don't understand that, but I do. And I don't need you to understand it. I do not care what you understand. The litmus test is mine. That's it. So please don't come at me and say, hey, did you hear these Republicans did this? So what? Did you know that the Republicans over here did? Yep. Nope. Don't care. So what? Now, where did I get this attitude from? Very simple. You don't care. You can be if I saw a group of Democrats, or if you saw a group of Democrats sitting in a circle punching babies, and I said, defend this, and you would go, yeah, that's not me. I'm not representing like the whole Democratic Party. Like, I'm not like a real Democrat. I'm kind of an independent. Right? So I don't make you defend stupidity. Stop asking me to. I don't stand around holding a banner, waving it back and forth. Because I know people are people. Human beings are human beings. And scumbags come in all flavors. They just do. So please stop sending me messages asking me to defend people. I don't defend criminals, crooks, liars, and thieves. I don't care what you are. Human beings do those things. Just so you know. All right? Now, if you are one of those people who, step up and you want to condemn people who do those things, go do that. But don't think that that's my job. I've never portrayed that here on this program or in my life. That I'm the guy running around, Captain Save-A-Ho. That's not me. So we understand each other. All right? Thank you. I'm glad we understand each other. So with that, welcome, Scallywags, to the chat room. I am having a glorious day today. My wife is here. My good friend Adam 12 is here. He isn't saying anything because he can't say a word without throwing the F word in it as well. So there's a dump button waiting for him just in case he goes in the background. He is here to help me celebrate. He surprised me with a cake for my 7th birthday. And when we say birthday, we're talking about my sobriety date is today, 7 years sober, by the grace of God and my program of Alcoholics Anonymous. So I appreciate all the well wishes and people who have sent me kind words. I understand Roseanne is sitting here telling me that there are going to be people showing up. Adam 12 is also saying that some big names are showing up to show me some love. I don't know who it is, but thank you. I appreciate it. It's a very kind thing to do for all of you who apparently, Roseanne, I don't like surprises, but I guess I'm going to have to deal with it today. Just going to have to deal. Neil says, defend the Mets. I'm wearing my Mets hat today, and if you notice on the side here, if you are watching online, it is the 1986 World Series champion Mets. because one of my heroes from the platoon of second base, Mr. Wally Backman, will be on the program. He's calling in at 3 o'clock because I'm very excited. He is the first of that Met roster that I've ever had the ability, or I would say the honor, of speaking to. Now, if I'm being real, I love Wally. But if I'm being real, I was thinking about this last night. My dream conversation, although Wally's in that wheelhouse, would have to be Ray Knight, third baseman. That was my guy. And the reason why is, for those of you who remember that season, the fight at third base with the Philadelphia Phillies player Eric Davis. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the things that I was screaming into my television when that fight took place. Anyway, so if I know Ray Knight is still around there, I think he's out on the West Coast. But if anyone knows him, I love Ray Knight, love Wally Backman, so it's an honor to have him here. Yeah, the Eric Davis fight, Neil says. Yes, I know you remember it. It's just one of those moments. So, and I remember that like yesterday. So, we'll have Wally Backman here today. Also, we have Sean Scanlon, the Connecticut State Comptroller, is going to be here on the program. I said the word Comptroller. You want me to say it? Say it the way you want me to say it. Comptroller, which is what I said. Comptroller. I said it right. Anyway, Sean Scanlon will be here on the program, and we'll talk to him about a lot of things that I have issues with. We're going to talk to him about his political future because everyone knows that he's got one. But I want to talk to him about some things that he has been in the midst of, or he's actually sort of been doing audits about as far as business is concerned. The cannabis issue. Also, I want to talk a little bit about the story I did about a week ago with the contractors. He doesn't have a direct sort of line into that, but I want to talk to him about that with the people of color, the contractors and construction workers. Talk a little bit about that. And, of course, talk about his political ambitions, why he did not run this time around. I know it was the Lamont thing, but I'm still going to ask. Talk a little bit about his background. His dad is an interesting story, aside from being a public servant, but was also police officer. Sorry, a police officer, but also was a private business owner. So we get to know him a little bit here. And then at 5 o'clock, we've got Betsy McCaughey, who's going to be here on the program. We're going to talk to her about her efforts to take over the Connecticut GOP and pull those reins from Ben Proto. So that stuff we've got going on here today. Loaded for bear. We'll get into a lot of stuff in the sort of in-betweens of all of those stories. Plus, we're going to try to squeeze Betsy into giving me some telephone numbers in D.C. I'm going to squeeze. I'm going to beg. I'm going to prod. I'm going to do anything we can to get some numbers in D.C. because we are not so close to our efforts to get to D.C. to broadcast live on July 3rd and July 4th. And I'm contacting everybody. Bob Sampson, he is down doing a memorial service, so I didn't get to talk to him today. I called him briefly, but he sent me a message back. And I'll tell you all about that later on in the program. I haven't contacted Vin Candelara, so Vin, if you're listening, send me a text and let me know if you heard any word from anybody or have any contacts in D.C. or if you've reached out to anybody. That would be helpful. And anybody else for that matter. I tried to call Pam today anyway, Adam, to see if I can see if she made any inroads with that, but I went straight to voicemail, probably because you were on the phone with her. Yeah, but anyway, likely story. What'd you say? People like you. Yeah, people like you. That's true. They like you. They do. Incredibly good looking. So we have that. Now, if I can say this just about my whole birthday and the sobriety thing. Grab my keys here. You're not going to be able to see it here on the camera, but Roseanne got me this, and it's my coin, which just says 7 years. It's okay. It just says 7 years, and it's got my Reese on the Radio logo on it. You can see it online. Go to Facebook or X, and you'll be able to see it. I did a little short video of it, and this means a lot to me because I'm really, really in love with this logo. And being 7 years sober is a big deal. But I want to say this, if I can. Just indulge me for a minute. I try really, really hard not to forget what the first 7 days were like in this program. 7 days before it, it was impossible to believe that I could be here in 7 years. So when people tell you that things cannot change and they will always be the same, please let me tell you that I am a testament that that is not true. Life can change in an instant. And I know for a lot of people, it is usually bad. But that is not true. Change can be in an instant for the good. And I've got to tell you, 7 years removed from that day, I am so excited for another 7 years, hell, another 70, if I get so lucky. But truth be told, this is, when I have a moment like this in my hand, this little coin, it seems like it's insignificant. But that number 7, for me, 7 years ago was impossible. You know, I posted online, I said, some people didn't give me 7 days. Some people didn't give me 7 months. This last year, this 7th year from the 6th, felt like an eternity. I kept asking every day, it was like, when am I going to get that 7th year? When am I going to? And now it's here. And I'm like, I cannot believe 7 years ago. I can think about everything in my life that has changed in 7 years, and they have all been monumental. 2 years in, I met Rose. Well, sorry, very early in, three months in, I met Roseanne. 2 years in, I started dating Roseanne. First year in, I started my own business at 50. Something I never thought I would do. 1 year in, I had a 6-figure salary with my own business. Never thought I could do that. I made more money starting my own business than I ever did working for the man. And I couldn't believe that that happened. And a huge part of that was my sobriety and having a network of people who were there for me when I needed, and the rooms that I could go in and I could blurt out all of the mayhem that was happening in my brain so I could finally calm down. I learned how to feel. I learned how feelings is not a 4-letter word. And it was okay to have them. And then I learned how to adjust. The serenity prayer that's on the back of this coin is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. One of my former sponsors, Mooney, used to say this at the meeting. When we read this in the meeting, he would say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, Rusty, the courage to change the things that I can, me, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that, the beautiful part about that is like what he taught me when he said that. We would always laugh when Mooney would say it. Rusty is one of my best friends, and also Mooney's best friend. Both of these guys have over 40 years of sobriety, these two guys, and I love them to death. But what I learned in him making that claim was that I cannot control the things around me. The only thing that I can change is me. And this taught me how to take care of the changes that I needed to make. And one of those changes was to put down the bottle and to refocus and to readjust. And 7 years in, I keep thinking I'm getting better and better at it. Roseanne says, kinda. But I've got more to do, as we all do. And so If I can say one last thing before I go to break, because I don't want to make this only about me. I want to make this about someone out there who might be listening. There is a fellowship that you can be a part of where the people in the room do not care about what you've gone through or what you're going through. They are there to help you get through it. I used to say in the rooms all the time, especially to newcomers, you can find a lot of personalities in there and people that you hate or people that hate you. But it is the only place on God's green earth that doesn't want you to drink, that doesn't want to see you destroy your life, doesn't want to see you dead. They might think you're a jerk, but they want you to live. And that is the best place for a guy like me and others like me. So if you are a person out there who's wondering if these rooms are for you, give it a shot. Give it a real shot. And I promise you won't be disappointed. Because this guy never thought that these rooms would change my life. I did it once before, 30 years ago. Didn't take. But time takes time. And I'm here now. So I encourage you, if you're thinking about it, don't be ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed of. This is a disease. It's just like cancer. It can kill you. But the only way you recover is if you seek help. All right? I love you. And the people in these rooms, they love you too. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. And in fact, I have to spread some love to our favorite senator, Chris Murphy. It turns out he may indeed be lonely. If you haven't read the report, folks, wait until you see this. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
He's a former coach with two sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important, the golf game. Right, as we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics regenerative medicine is regenerating me, all natural, and that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
If you're in business, you've most likely heard the phrase customer retention. Providing superior service to retain great customers like D-Tech Service in Cromwell is a priority at Tab Computer Systems.
Years ago, we were using another managed service provider for our IT support, and we weren't happy with their performance.
That's D-Tech's Todd Vigorito. He explains how he became a Tab customer.
I was familiar with Eric from his radio show, Computer Talk with Tab, and decided to give them a call and see what they could offer us. We've been together ever since then.
What does Tab offer that keeps Todd and D-Tech a satisfied customer?
Tab offers everything that we need and always comes through, whether it's new hardware or updates to software. They're always there to take care of it.
Dedication to customer service. Just another reason to call Tab Computer Systems today. 1-888-TAB-4-HELP. 1-888-TAB-4-HELP. Or visit tabinc.com. Technology's advancing business. Tab Computer Systems.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 70 degrees, cloudy skies in Hartford. I'm John Silva. Maybe a few leftover showers before the clearing takes hold later tonight. We'll have the forecast details coming up. There was a tiger wood sighting at the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell ahead of the start of the Travelers Championship. Woods was on hand to introduce PGA CEO Brian Rolap. Woods recently finished a stint in rehab after he rolled his vehicle earlier this year. He's still facing DUI charges in that case. Fairfield police confirm the body of a missing fisherman who was swept away in rising waters off a beach in Fairfield earlier this month has been found. The body of 34-year-old McCaughey Edwards of Queens, New York, was found on a beach in Stratford. He and another man went fishing off Penfield Beach, got stranded on a reef. His partner was rescued, but Edwards had been missing for the last couple of weeks since that incident. Iran's president's in Pakistan as U.S.-Iran teams work to finalize a deal to end the war. The U.S. is saying Iran will agree to a nuclear watchdog system, although Tehran is not confirming that. New Haven police are continuing their investigation into a double homicide Monday afternoon near a condominium complex on Woodward Avenue. 2 people were killed. A third person is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and a fourth was not injured. And one of the biggest stars in the NBA has been dealt, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's been shipped from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Miami Heat. The Bucks get a raft of draft picks. The Celtics flamed out in their attempts to acquire the Greek Freak. And ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania says that offer could lead to some changes in Beantown.
So you put your bid in, you get involved in this. You know, I've had a few people tell me last night, you got to get a deal done if you're the Celtics when you put a player like Jaylen Brown on the table and on the line in this circumstance. So at minimum, there will be some fallout from this. Jaylen Brown is extension eligible with the Celtics in July, so a lot of answers, if he's still on the roster, will also be identified then.
WTIC News Time 2:32. Bob Cox has our forecast.
Scattered areas of showers will gradually taper off from northwest to southeast as we go through this afternoon into this evening. High temperatures mostly in the low 70s today. Tonight, things clear out, low 55 to 60 degrees. Beautiful summer weather ahead for tomorrow. Nice and sunny, high near 80 degrees with a light northwest breeze. Mainly clear and comfortable Wednesday night, lows 55 to 60. More in the way of clouds Thursday, but partly sunny, highs in the low 80s. Some showers developing Thursday night and the chance for a shower or two Friday, even some thunder possible, high 75 to 80. Looks like a mix of sun and clouds as we go into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, cloudy and 70 right now in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Brian Shackman here. Yeah, this week is the Travelers Championships. Awesome time down in Cromwell. Play kicks off on Thursday. I'll be broadcasting live once again from the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell on Thursday morning. And our broadcast booth is in that same spot as last year. Remember, overlooking the practice screen, so make sure you stop by and say hello on your way in. It's Brian and Company live from the Travelers Championship, sponsored by Cloder Farm.
Is life insurance still on your list from earlier this year? Now is the perfect time to just get it done. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hartford, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid who needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care will help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member or friend who lives with you and can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists. Just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all. Training, payroll, and support. So you can stay safe and comfortable at home. And your caregiver gets paid tax-free after every shift, guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Hartford families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 860-530-5203. That's 860-530-5203. Call now. 860-530-5203. 860-530-5203.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio right here live on WTIC News Talk 1080. Big Tigger arrested on battery and child cruelty charges. Big Tigger. For those of you who remember him back in the BET days. That's music news. No, yeah, I guess that technically is, but, you know, he's a VJ from the BET days. All right, I don't know if you saw this, but I got it this morning, so now you have to deal with it. You guys mocked me. You made fun of me, and you said that I was being cruel to our good friend, Chris Murphy. And I said, no, mark my words, things were going to come out that should concern everyone. And his friends, if he has any, they should step up. And that's why I believe there's a problem here. I believe there's a problem here. Senator Murphy sits in his office. The glow of his phone is the only company he has. Another day of hearings, another round of carefully worded press releases, another night where the only thing connecting him with other humans is a staffer scheduling his next Zoom meeting. Instead of doing what normal people do when they feel isolated, calling a buddy, joining a bowling league, going to church, or even just walking to a diner and talking to the guy at the next stool, Murphy, he does what a certain kind of politician always does. He introduces legislation to make the federal government fix it. Last week, Chris Murphy doled out the National Strategy for Social Connection Act. That's right, I'll say it again. he rolled out the National Strategy for Social Connection Act. It would create a brand new Office of Social Connection Policy inside the White House. This office would advise the president on the economic, public health, national security, and environmental impacts of loneliness. It would cook up a national strategy full of research-based best practice guidelines so that regular Americans can finally learn how to talk to each other again. It even sets up an intergovernmental advisory council with representatives from at least 21 federal departments, plus civilian experts, including, of course, LGBTQIA+ advocacy. Chris Murphy brought this up, folks. Don't blame me. I told you something was going on. I told you. You guys thought I was nuts. I knew it. I've been there. I've been divorced 3 times. Come on. I know what it's like to be lonely. Folks, it's part of the reason I ended up getting sober. I needed connection. Come on. I've done this enough times to know. Wife leaves you. Family moves away. You've got to stay in Connecticut because, you know, the election is all you have. Your position in life is, you know, being a senator. You identify. You can't do anything else. And you can't leave your Oh, what am I kidding? We're talking about Chris Murphy. Because nothing says organic human connection like a 50-page memo coordinated across 21 agencies in a DEI-approved subcommittee on inclusive small talk. Murphy also teamed up with Kristen Gillibrand on the Silo Act, which would spend, wait for it, $62.5 million a year. So area agencies on aging can train staff to fight loneliness among seniors and the disabled. And just in case we didn't get the message, they threw in another $5 million a year from 2026 to 2031 for the CDC to study loneliness some more. We already have a Surgeon General advisory calling it an epidemic. We already have studies showing that people die earlier when they're lonely. But apparently we need another 5 years and another $25 million to confirm that, yes, people still feel crummy when they have no one to talk to. 5 million should probably figure that out. It's just scratching the surface, she said. Murphy's quotes are telling. He says that Americans are retreating to their devices and losing sight of community, and that the government's role is to understand why people feel so angry and alone, and to create a culture of an economy that encourages more social connection. I want to read that with a writer's embellishment, if I could. Murphy his quotes are telling. He says that Americans are retreating to their devices, says the guy who posts every hour on the hour. And losing sight of community, said the lonely guy. We never see him with anyone or any friends, do you? Who's his buddies? Yeah, who are his buddies? Has anyone ever stepped up and say, oh, that Chris Murphy? Yeah, we drink beers all the time. The guy likes Bruce Hornsby and The Range. No one's ever said that out loud. The guy said he likes Bruce Hornsby and The Range. He did. Folks, I am not kidding. He said Bruce Hornsby and The Range was one of his favorite bands. It's Chris Murphy. He's in his 50s. 70s, maybe. But Bruce Hornsby? Anyway, sorry. Yes, translation. I feel disconnected, and instead of examining the culture and policy trends that actually frayed the social fabric, I'm going to create a new federal office with my name on it. Japan has a minister of loneliness. Did you guys know that? The UK has one too. And neither country has become a paradise of warm and spontaneous human interaction. In fact, it's quite volatile in the UK. The U.S. already has Meals on Wheels, senior centers, veterans groups, churches, synagogues, mosques, Elks Clubs, Rotaries, VFW halls, and millions of private friendships. The idea that we need a White House office and a 21-agency task force to tell grandma to call her neighbor is the kind of solution that only a permanent political class could invent. And the irony, the same political movement that spent years telling people to stay home, close schools, shut churches, and treat every human interaction as a potential biohazard, now wants to spend your money teaching people how to connect. The same folks who cheered the hollowing out of local communities in favor of centralized everything now act shocked that people feel atomized. Loneliness is real. The data on health effects are solid. But the causes aren't mysterious. Fewer marriages, fewer kids, declining church attendance, neighborhoods where people don't know each other, a culture that treats community as something the government provides rather than something people build. Murphy's bill frames the problem as something requiring more government coordination and best practices. That's the classic move. Take a genuine human problem, strip it of the personal responsibility and culture context, and hand it to bureaucrats who will study it, regulate it, and spend money on it until the next crisis comes along. Can you imagine the world where Chris Murphy gets to say, "Hey, you kid, play with him." "Hey, you teenagers, that's a lonely goth kid. Go over there and play basketball with him. Teach him how to play." This reminds me of Jamie Montgomery. There is always a Jamie Montgomery story. People don't believe me, but there always is. It's how I met Jamie Montgomery. It was the weirdest introduction known to man. We were at Haggerty Park in Hollis, Queens on Jamaica Avenue. There I was with my little brother, Charles, and my oldest sister, Christina. And we were at the park, as we always did, play there on the swings. And sure enough, this heavy-set black woman walks over to us and she says, "Hi, excuse me," to my older sister, Christine. She says, my sister, "Yes, ma'am." And Brenda, we learned her name later, looked at my sister and said, "Will you play with my son?" To which my sister responded, "Sure." And Brenda screamed, "Jamie!" And Jamie came scurrying over, excited, jumping up and down like he had had a lot of sugar. Yes, he was special, Adam. Trust me, he turned out to be special. And that one day in the summer of I want to say 83, maybe? No, maybe even earlier. So I was about 12 years old. Yeah. So Jamie became a friend that I would have for over 30 years. Yeah. I didn't see him. By the way, that was in the summer of that year before we go to school. And we were going to school the first day. And I was walking down the street. And some stranger jumped on my back while I was walking with my sister to school. And I looked up, and it was Jamie Montgomery. I hadn't seen him in months. And he jumped on my back, and he says, "Hey, remember me?" I went, yeah. How are you?" He spent his entire life doing that to me. In fact, our first day at gym, we were playing dodgeball. Remember we could play that? And a guy was gunning for my head, and Jamie tackled me to save me from getting hit. Out of nowhere, blindsided me like a tackle. I landed on the ground, and I looked up, and Jamie looked me right in the face and said, "Hey, remember me?" I went, "Yeah, hi." I thought he was stalking me. And he ended up in my life 30 years. 30 years. Every time. Yeah, exactly. "Hey, remember me?" He was just that guy. Yeah. So now that's going to be regulated by the folks over in Washington. Might save someone from being a Jamie Montgomery? I doubt it. There was only one Jamie Montgomery. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Chris Murphy projecting loneliness. Somebody give him a call. Seriously. Seriously. Do you want me to mention it now? Can we wait until the break? Because Roseanne has an idea, and I think that maybe we should consider it. Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll tell you about Roseanne's plan or her idea to help Chris Murphy in his time of need. We may need some help on this one. From any... Well, we'll explain it. Just stand by. We'll get to you in a second. More news, more views when we return. Wally Backman coming up when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
When kitchen plans hit a setback, having the right partner makes all the difference. At Dean Cabinetry, our family-owned business brings over 25 years of experience to every project, helping homeowners navigate every step of a kitchen remodel. If you already have cabinet plans, we'll work with you to match your design and budget, often with higher quality at a competitive price, without starting over. Dean Cabinetry, your kitchen cabinet partners from start to finish.
Are you a commercial building owner in southern New England? Are you frustrated with your roof services? Contact Eagle Rivet Roof Service today. Our skilled technicians provide tailored roof repair and maintenance programs to maximize your building's lifespan. With 24/7 emergency response and comprehensive service options, we are Greater New England's trusted commercial roofing provider. Visit EagleRivet.com for a complimentary inspection or call 860-953-1231. Protect your investment with Eagle Rivet.
This health fact brought to you by ProHealth Physicians.
Parenthood brings unexpected questions. Do you know where to turn for trusted answers? Hi, I'm Madeline McCarthy, a pediatric primary care provider with ProHealth Physicians in Simsbury. From your baby's first visit to late-night health concerns, you can count on ProHealth. Our team knows your child's history and can address issues quickly. If you're unsure where to go and it's not a medical emergency, we encourage parents to call us first. Our ProHealth nurses answer our patients' calls day or night and may help avoid unnecessary trips to the emergency room. You can also schedule appointments online anytime. Most pediatric offices are open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays with Saturday hours. When your child needs to be seen, whether they're sick or due for a visit, ProHealth is your trusted place to start.
Make your first appointment with ProHealth Physicians. New patients can call 1-855-CTMD-411 or book online to get the care you need without the wait. Find trusted local primary care for all ages at prohealthmd.com/radio.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. I got to mention this just because Roseanne thought about it earlier today. So if you or someone you know is interested in a 52-year-old divorcee, we think you should give Chris Murphy a call at 202-224-4041. Again, 202-224-4041. You know, we can all help out if indeed, you know, he needs to go out on a date, right? Like, why wouldn't he? Also, what were you saying? I'm sorry, Roseanne's trying to say something. What were you about to say? I didn't record. No, the video I have is not from the piece. I didn't put that video out. No, the one that's on my Facebook page is the one that you created that I put up there. Yeah, I don't have that here. You can't see anything. But if you wish to, and you know somebody who's maybe single, maybe in their mid-50s, perhaps divorced, children are probably a good thing. He has 2 children, but you know, I'm pretty sure that he'd probably like a call. I think if he had more time out on the social scene, maybe going to a bar, restaurant, going to see a show, he'd be the guy. What? No King's Rally. That's right. He can always use someone who's interested in going to rallies. No kings indeed. So give him a call, 202-224-4041. That's his office. Again, 52-year-old divorcee, father of two. And, just give him a holler. Absolutely. Mark from West Hartford sent me a text message. He says, wait. The Democrats who made it almost impossible to have children and create a family is funding a government-funded loneliness service program? Yep, that's right. The irony is right in your face. Speaking of other irony, I hear that Tiger Woods has arrived in Connecticut. Oh, yeah, the Travelers Tournament. They say that Tiger is what I was asking the same question, Roseanne. Is he driving? That's the question. If he has a driver, welcome to town, Tiger. Okay? If Tiger is driving, good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. It's going to be great. Just be careful on the roads. Mark Christopher's got his work cut out for him if Tiger's driving through Connecticut. I'm just telling you. It's going to be quite the traffic report at about 3:57 today. So, I'm just saying, everybody out there, you be careful, all right? Tiger's in town. just one of those things, That's it. It's an interesting thing that I just saw that. It just came up on my screen. It was like everybody's so excited. It was like Tiger Woods is in I think it's in Groton or something. I'm like, really? Well, I was like, yeah, why was he being Groton? Maybe it might not be Groton. Hold on, let me see if I can see where it was. Wherever it wasn't because I know I saw it here. Oh, I got off the page. Yeah, somebody posted it. In fact, you know what? I'll tell you exactly where it was. It's on Cromwell. Yes, thank you. He is in Cromwell. That's exactly where he is. Yeah, Tiger Woods makes his first public appearance amid the major PA Tour changes. So, yeah, he is in Cromwell. Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Roseanne. I didn't hear you. I had my headphones on. You're right in the room with me. Anyway, when we come back, I think we are going to be joined by Wally Backman, famed second baseman from the 1986 New York Mets, now the current manager of the Staten Island Ferry Hawks in Staten Island. They just got back from North Carolina. They are traveling by bus, so we'll get to talk to him about a bunch of things, famous and not so popular things that Wally Backman has experienced in his life. So I can't wait to talk to him. Again, part of a dream to speak to anybody who was part of the 86 Mets. I watched that final game because we couldn't find anyone we knew in the Bronx that liked baseball. Everybody we knew who had a place to go hang out was a girl, and they didn't want to see baseball. So on the corner of Castle Hill Avenue and I'm trying to remember the highway, but I know there was a pizzeria right on the corner, around the corner from Jennifer Lopez's childhood home. Literally right around the corner. I could see her house from where we were standing. And we watched the game outside of a pizzeria because the guy turned his TV to the window, and we watched that game on a little 13-inch TV. I'll never forget that day. We watched that entire game there. It didn't move. Is Mark from West Hartford calling me right now? Is he insane? Call me on the regular line, Mark. He's so desperate to call me up. He's calling my cell phone. Yeah, I'll never forget that game. It was incredible. It was incredible. I promise I'm not going to bring up, Mookie Wilson. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up. Because that just built the Buckner thing is just, that's a story in and of itself. But I am going to ask him about the greatest sports book ever written, and that was The Bad Guys Won. I am going to ask him about that. If you haven't read that book and you liked it, by the way, if you like the 86 Mets or the Mets at all, please go pick up that book. The bad guys won. That's the line that Davey Johnson said after the World Series win. He asked them. They said, "What? You just won the World Series. What do you think?" He said, "The bad guys won," because that's who they were known as. And that book is incredible. One of my favorite books ever. And as Roseanne will tell you, Reese doesn't like to read. I read that book from cover to cover. All right, we'll take a break. John Silva's in with the news, and we'll return. It's Reese on the Radio.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the Radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey stations.
70 degrees. Any showers will come to an end, and we're left with cloudy skies in the 70s. All the forecast details coming up. 2 people are dead, 1 injured in New Haven as police continue to investigate a double fatal shooting from Monday. Officers say by the time they arrived at Fort Hale Gardens apartment complex or condominium complex around 1:30 yesterday afternoon, the victims had been driven to the hospital in private vehicles. 2 men, one 21 years old from Ansonia and one 18 from New Haven, died. A 24-year-old victim from Waterbury sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Another person in one of those vehicles was not injured. Now, detectives say there were 2 groups of men who were known to each other and that the shootings were not random. They want to hear from anyone who may have witnessed the shootings or perhaps have any additional information that can be of use to police. Body of a missing fisherman who was swept away in rising waters off a beach in Fairfield earlier this month has been found. Details from WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
The tide was coming in quickly on Saturday, June 13th, when water swept 34-year-old Quahili Edwards of Queens, New York, away from Penfield Beach, a witness had described to police. Fairfield police saved another stranded fisherman in the area, but couldn't locate Edwards, despite help from other agencies as well as divers and drones. It's now being confirmed that as part of this past Saturday's investigation, Edwards' body was found washed ashore in Stratford near Shoreline Drive. The Fairfield Police Department is sending its condolences to Edwards' loved ones. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080
Contradictory
News.
statements from the U.S. and Iran over the issue of nuclear inspections in Iran. Correspondent Karen Travers.
President Trump this morning claimed on social media that Iran has, quote, fully and completely agreed to what he called highest-level nuclear inspections long into the future. He went on to say that if Iran did not agree to this, there would be no further negotiations. But a spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry says Iran will not allow international inspectors to access nuclear sites damaged during the war. These inspections were included in the nuclear agreement reached with Iran during the Obama administration in 2015. President Trump pulled the U.S. out during his first term, and then Iran began limiting inspections. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Now, the president defending the additional $80 billion for the Pentagon, as asked for to fund the war effort, comes after the White House says the Iranians are agreeing to provisions of the MOU, including the invitation of weapons inspectors. However, Iranians have said just the opposite, as you heard in that earlier report. The president on his way to, or after landing in Pennsylvania to visit a manufacturing facility, had this to say when asked by a reporter whether the American people would support more funding for the war.
Not only do they support it, they demand it because they won't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. You want to see trouble? Let them have a nuclear weapon.
Just over 24 communities in Connecticut are receiving grant money to preserve over 1,200 acres of land that will go toward urban green and community garden spaces. In eastern Connecticut, in the town of Putnam, that town will see money go toward landscaping of its Union Square courtyard.
We don't have the money without the help of the state to support our different grants. And this grant makes a courtyard for us that will connect 2 sides of our town together. And it's something that the town can't afford.
That's the mayor of Putnam, Norman Sini. Now, East Hartford, Bridgeport, and Salisbury are among some of the other locations that will benefit. State spending about $11 million in all to make it possible. WTIC News Time 3:04 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. We've just got leftover road work where there is construction activity today. Most of it looks like it's been shut down because of the on and off rain. There's leftover work in Weathersfield on 15 northbound between 85 and 86. That's in the right lane. Still have that closure in Avon on Route 10 in both directions between 44 and Old Farms. Tree had taken down some wires earlier today. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape in the Hartford area on 8491, Route 2, Interstate 291, all traveling well. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
The rain that moved across the region ending in the evening. Otherwise, a partly cloudy night with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny and warmer tomorrow, the high temperature 83. Partly cloudy tomorrow night down to 57. A mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high temperature 83. We will see a warm front approach on Friday, so we will see a couple of showers with a partly sunny sky, the high temperature 77. On Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds with a high temperature of 80. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high temperature of 82, and it warms up even more early next week. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, 70 and cloudy right now in Hartford. Dow's up 29 points. The NASDAQ's down 490, and the S&P is down 90 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked many times how Morgan & Morgan became the largest injury firm in the world. I think I know. When someone comes to us for an on-the-job injury, we have a huge workers' compensation practice. But many times we find a defective product that was responsible for that injury. Luckily for them, we have a product liability section headed by my son Mike. In addition to the comp case, there is a product case too. Other times the injured worker is fired or harassed for bringing that claim. We have them covered. Our employment lawyers handle retaliation claims as well as wage theft and discrimination cases, and in some cases need to file for Social Security benefits. No problem. We became big for a reason. 30% of our new cases come as referrals from former clients. Hiring us is easy. Go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer, or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Let me tell you something. It's the reason why I say it all the time. For those of you who are guests, hold on one second. Let me say, what happened? Did he forget, Beckman? I'm on the air now, so don't curse. Okay, so he's got an issue with the team, so he's got to do it tomorrow or another day.
Another day. Tomorrow they have a doubleheader against the Long Island Ducks.
Okay.
So, but he apologizes. He's trying to get a piece of players on his team. He said.
Okay. All right. Well, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Let me get back to the show, but straighten it out. Just let me know what day he can.
You got it.
All right. Look at that. I was all excited. I wore my Mets hat. This is the reason why I say. So for those of you who listen to the program, let me say this. And nothing against, Wally Backman's got a job to do. I totally get it. It happens. Fly by the seat of your pants radio sometimes. So And I had a whole picture of him all set. Anyway, let me just say this. So all of you who listen to this program, especially those who contact the show and say, hey, Reese, can I be on the program? Adam will tell you this. He will back me up on this. Never tell me you're going to call the show. If you have to call the show, don't ask. I don't do phoners. I don't. I don't. Wally Backman is in Staten Island, so I respect him. Again, that's my whole deal. But there's a reason why I don't. Why? Because everybody screws up the phone calls, and the phone calls are they're not personal. They're not real interviews. I'm sorry. I just don't like them. People do phoners all the time just to get the big guests on. I don't really care. I don't really care about that. So if you ever want to be a guest on the show, if you can't make it into these studios in Farmington, don't ask. You have to be here to show up. Even if it's for 15 to 20 minutes. I want to see your face. I want to communicate with you. I want to talk to you off air. I want to get a feel for you. This helps me so I can introduce you to the audience. So, just show up. Okay? And if you ever say to Adam, hey, can I call in? I know you weren't listening. So let me say it again. Never ask. You got to come into the studio. Come in here, sit down, take some time off. My audience is valuable, incredibly valuable to me and to this network. I want to show them respect by you showing up. I show up every day, so you should show up every day. That's the reason why I have cameras here in the studio, because I want my audience to see me present. So you got to be present too. All right? So just it is. All right, so Roseanne, since he's not coming in, I guess it's on you. Grab a microphone. That's it. You're up, buddy. Hold on. Let me get your camera situated here. There she is.
I just want to say it's very typical.
What's that? That you have to come on when somebody else
the
fails?
Red Sox are on. I mean, yeah.
That's okay. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely fine.
Thanks.
It's just,
Glad I'm fine. I'm just, you'll do. I got it. That's how it feels.
I'm sorry, but you know what?
It's fine. I get it. Being enough is enough. It's fine. Good enough is good enough.
You're more than enough, my dear. You're more than enough.
I got nothing else going on this hour. You know what? Just go ahead and fill in.
Well, I wanted to have you on because you have been doing some research that I want to get into tomorrow.
Right.
But I want to preview today, right? Since we had sort of a change of schedule. You started looking up, I guess in a sense, if I can sort of lay it out, is that how the Democrat Party sort of became a little more anti-Semitic or anti-Israel?
Well, not just the Democrat Party, but the entire left liberal socialist base has become increasingly more and more anti-Semitic, anti-American, and pro-Islam. And it has everything to do with, surprise, surprise, Barry Soetoro. Oh, I'm sorry, Barack Hussein Obama.
Right.
As he is more commonly known.
So, and I don't want you to give away the goods on because you are piecing this together from, I guess, his public statements. No,
I'm not even going to trust Obama to be able to speak honestly. I'm using just DHS records as well as the Anti-Defamation League records to kind of give me, so DHS, Anti-Defamation, and census to give me just the numbers that I'm looking for, and then I'm correlating them with just a timeline of this country over the last.
And you're going over policy prescriptions that Obama laid out as an administrator, as the chief executive.
I'm going to say that they weren't really policies laid out so much. There's this show I like to watch, Outlander, right? In one of the seasons, a colonel or a general in the British Army says to Jamie, Jamie Fraser, there is the law and then there's what is done. And that's how Obama operated. There's the law and then there is what is done. And so basically, using DHS records to see who was migrating into the country, who was Obama deporting en masse, the rise in anti-Semitic rhetoric in this country, the correlation between the presence of an influx of Muslims into this nation, overlaying with the rise in anti-Semitism. The numbers are, I mean, neck and neck. You can't have one without the other. And it went so far as to talk about how you saw the same rise in England. And if anybody's been paying attention to what's been going on in England, you know, there was a giant march in London of native-born Englanders. We're talking Japanese, Chinese, African, you know, people all over Europe that aren't white, blonde hair, blue-eyed Anglo-Saxons, right? Native-born English people protesting against, his name is right on the tip of my tongue. The prime minister that just went out.
Oh, yeah, Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer, and just they had rape gangs, they had grooming gangs, they have violence. I mean, just the crime, the mosques that are going up, the ripping down of the Union Jack,
yeah,
you know, and putting up the Muslim flag and the call to prayer, and the Muslim people, I mean, the European people are just tired of it. And so it's interesting that you see that rise in anti-Semitic behavior, the rise in Muslim crime in Europe. And, you know, white European politicians are afraid of losing their voter base because that's who voted them in, right? They're afraid of losing that voter base. So instead of protecting the people who have always been there, they're doing the same thing like they do here. All the Muslims come in, they get all this welfare, free housing, they get free medical, they get whatever it is that they want and need, and then they turn around and they vote for people like Keir Starmer that end up ultimately destroying their nation because of a desire to remain in power. The sad thing is they don't even realize that once they get you in power, then they'll run right behind you and get your endorsement. And once they're in office, it's done. It's done. That's how I keep saying it. That's how Iran became Iran. That's how Syria became Syria. I was talking about this a little bit last week when I ended up getting cut off. The Crusades happened after about 600 years of Muslim expansion. They start by emigrating in. Then they start raping and murdering and killing. Then they start taking over political office. This is just what they've always been able to do. This is what they've been doing since the introduction of Islam in the world. So doing this little bit of research, and the sad part is seeing how much Barack Obama played into it. It's disturbing.
Hold on. Before you start that. So now you know for a fact that the first thing that's going to be said, and the argument here is that this condemnation, because Bill Maher went through this and plenty of others have gone through this, and of course that's going to be said here, right? Is the extreme condemnation of an entire ideology or a religious group. But the breakdown is this, and this is the important thing, because here's where the rubber meets the road, if you will, on this conversation, right? Is that no one is going to argue with you with the facts that you just laid out. That will never be the argument. What the argument will be, the fact that you said it. Right? No.
Right,
it is, right?
Because words are violence.
Right.
Now.
Words are violence, right? So when you lay out this point that you're trying to make, the question is this, right? Just to give contrast, you are not condemning any group of people for any particular reason other than the fact that those are responsible for the actions that they take out. Those are who you're talking about. Yes? Yes?
I don't want to lie to you, and I don't want to lie to the listeners.
Okay. So, no, it's okay if you don't...
Since its induction, since Islam became a thing...
Okay.
This is what Islam has done for centuries.
Okay. And you want to lay it out? You want to lay it out?
I can if you want.
No, I'm just saying, remember what exactly, and this is a very important distinction that you're making. Because again, I'll say this to anybody. I know where you're coming from on this, in this debate, right? On this conversation, let's call it that. In this conversation, the argument is going to be made is that the way all people or all people of that particular group, is that what they feel?
I will be honest with you. The unusual or abnormal Muslims are the normal, what we would consider normal here in this country. They don't believe in rape and murder. They don't believe that they should behead their enemies. They don't believe, all of these things. Those people are abnormal.
Right.
They're not your typical Muslim.
So remember, I had this conversation with the boy when we were talking about this, and I used the term radical. Right? And I said, because that's what everybody wanted to determine. What's the definition of radical? And I said, you could take the entire population and carve out 7%. Even by those numbers, you can ask the Muslim.
Right. That's still millions and
Right. So, and I said, okay, so look up the population. I told them, look up the population of those people in that community. The number came out to roughly about 1.6 billion people. And I said, according to, I guess, every other metric that you can say, it says 7% of that group is considered radical. In essence, following the Quran with everything you just said, pillaging, destruction, complete invasion, destruction of Western civilization.
Well, the people who don't follow that, I would argue, are the radical ones. The radical Islamists.
Yes, yeah, good point.
Radical Islam in this
Scope.
context
Right.
would be people that do not follow Islam's edicts to behead non-believers, to enslave non-believers, to, rape non-believers, murder the babies of non-believers. That is normal Islam. To not follow that makes you a radical.
Okay, I get your
To
point.
be a more moderate, westernized, civilized Muslim, that's a radical.
Okay. All right.
In terms, like they are the weird ones. They're the outliers. They're the dramatic ones, if you will.
So with that number, I told him to consider by every metric that I've seen anywhere and everywhere, and you can go anywhere, whether it's conservative or liberal or extreme left or extreme right, the number still comes up to the same, 7%.
It's huge.
Right. That 7% out of the 1.6 billion comes up to roughly about a third of the population of the United States. We're looking at well over 120, 140 million people.
Right.
Right? So that, in essence, and there are nations in this country that don't match a third of this population. The only countries that rival our population by numbers is India and China, and I think there's one more. I think it's just those two. We have populations in the building. Yeah, they're the only two with billions. Everybody else is relatively smaller. But that being said, they're far larger than all of Europe, right? That population is far more than Europe.
Absolutely.
Right? Over 125 to 135 million folks. Yeah, that's a third of the population. We don't have a military that size in the United States, right? At all. I mean, I don't even think we've got 2.5 million people who are enlisted active military. If that. I think there was a number that said there was, at one time it was just like 1.5 million. Roseanne's looking it up now.
I am.
So the point that you're making here is, again, you only need a small population, as you are seeing in Europe. What's the number you got?
I'm still waiting.
Okay.
It's not even the numbers you're seeing in Europe. It's what we're seeing here.
Well, it's
That's
happening
the problem.
No, I know what we're seeing here. What we're seeing here is not as pronounced as it is in the UK.
Not
Let me
that
explain to
it's
you
not as
why.
pronounced. We are not as progressed. So we are behind in the process. Europe is further ahead in the Islamic takeover process.
Yeah, but but hear what I'm saying. It is easier for that kind of invasion to happen in the UK because of land mass. You understand what I'm saying?
You mean per capita?
Yeah, no.
Yes,
I'm talking
per capita, it is easier to have a larger concentration of Muslims in England
Right.
versus, like there's a
England's the size of Jersey, isn't it?
Right. There was a guy talking about you could drive for 4 hours in
The United States.
in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Or 12 hours in Texas. You still be in the state of Texas. In Europe, you do it and you've gone through 5 countries.
Exactly.
So yes, per capita, the concentration it's easier to overwhelm.
Exactly.
Right.
That's my point. So the United States, on the level that and this is the reason why what you're talking about is dismissed in this culture. I mean, in this country.
Right. And because a lot of again, the Muslims helped nominate Keir Starmer.
Mm-hmm.
The Muslims nominated Ilhan Omar and Zohan Moran Kamdani and whatever radicalized or moderate-looking Muslims that are in office today, right? Muslims helped nominate those people. Who helped the Muslims nominate them? You got your purple-haired, you know, guilty white woman who's overeducated and overfed.
Right. Diversity is our strength types.
That's what they say. You have your LGB LMNOPs that helped elect them. You have spineless white men helped elect them. So everything that used to be an American core value, everything outside of an American core valued human being helped elect these people. So you have all of these people that in high school probably got beat up and bullied.
Can you say something without a smear, if you will?
Well, if you want me to lie, sure. You want me to soften it up for people and their fragile feelings, sure. But I'm just going to be honest. People who probably got beat up in school, people who probably didn't have a great social network.
I'm not going to lie. I think it's the theater kids. I think it is. I think that most of these guys have grown up and they think.
I know some theater kids that turn out to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
However,
have you seen these people sing at protests?
These are the kids. These are the people who probably couldn't make it into social clubs, right? They didn't get into. So they were in the
Glee Club.
No, Dungeons and Dragons Club.
Not those types.
Anyway, these were the weird kids, okay? Whatever the weird kid group was in your school, this is who these people are. So they've all gotten together, and because the Muslims practice taqiyya, which is the practice of lying to make friends and allies until you can kill them. True story, look it up. It's in the Quran. You can Google it. Taqiyya. Because they use taqiyya to befriend these outcasted people from society, they have now been able to get into office and will slowly but surely kill them off. It happened in Iran. They called them useful idiots, and they murdered them.
No, it's the same thing. This is happening in
and it's
places.
happening here in the United States, and it's frightening.
It's happening in places like in Michigan, in some of these towns. Like I said,
Minnesota.
Minnesota. They took over
Parts
the
of
entire
New York City.
They took over the entire city council, and then immediately when they took over the city council, they removed the pride flag, and the pride protesters said, "Hey, what the hell? What are you doing? And we got you elected." And it was like, but we don't do this. Like this is not our religion.
And it's funny because if you know anything about Iraq or Afghanistan, did you ever deploy? Those men, women are only for breeding. They practice on each other.
We got to take a break. We got to take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views, and like I said, Roseanne will be here tomorrow. We'll make this even more controversial when we return to Reese on the Radio.
Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that knows you and a firm that can represent all your legal needs? With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Proud full-service law partner of Yukon Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearis is responsible for the content of this ad.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Any showers will wrap at some point this afternoon. We'll be left with cloudy skies and then some partial clearing as we head through the night. Investigations continuing into a double fatal shooting Monday in New Haven. The victims were brought to the hospital by private vehicles when police arrived at the Fort Hale Gardens condo complex. One other person sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Officers say those involved were known to one another. Talks continue toward ending the war in Iran. This as the nation's UN Maritime Agency launches an evacuation plan for mariners who have been stranded in the Strait of Hormuz region. Vice President Vance says talks with Switzerland won an agreement over nuclear inspections in Iran.
Agreed to invite IAEA inspectors back into their country. That is a major milestone for the American people and the first step in permanently denuclearizing or permanently ending a nuclear weapons program in Iran.
President Trump at a Mack truck facility in Pennsylvania, casting attention on the economy, his first major public event beyond the Capitol since he signed that Iran war agreement. Body of a man who went missing while fishing off a beach in Fairfield this month has been found. 34-year-old Kwahili Edwards of Queens, New York, was missing. Police say his body turned up on a beach in Stratford. He and another fisherman became stranded on a reef off Penfield Beach back on June 13th. And President Trump says 6 people have been arrested for damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, which Trump recently ordered to be painted American flag blue. The president claimed there'd been a 350-foot gash in the paint as the administration faces that self-imposed deadline to fix a renovation before the nation's 250th anniversary celebration in less than 2 weeks. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's the forecast.
The couple of showers that we had this afternoon fading away, and a partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny, warmer, up to 83 tomorrow. Partly cloudy down to 57 tomorrow night. Mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high 83. And partly sunny with a few showers on Friday, the high 77. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hi, Don Cussin here. With summer travel upon us, before you hit the road, have your car or motorhome checked out by Cussin Automotive. When was the last time your vehicle had a thorough inspection and not just an oil change? Your tires, what condition and how old are they? Your cooling system, what condition are your belts and hoses in? Are your brakes ready for a road trip? What about your engine? Is it running at peak performance? Based on the price of gas, be sure you optimize your fuel mileage. So before you head out, do it right with Cussin Automotive.
Cussin Automotive. Do it right. Cussin. Do it right.
now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
NVIDIA's technology is being used for AI-powered software in the healthcare industry. The Wall Street Journal reports that NVIDIA is partnering with AI software developer Abridge, whose automated note platform keeps track of patient and provider conversations while providing summaries of medical visits. Abridge is building a new model using NVIDIA's family of open AI models called Nematron. I'm Jason Brooks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Keep WTIC News Talk 1080 with you all summer long for the information you need. Weather forecasts from Bob Cox help you plan your summertime activities. Taking a trip? Mark Christopher's traffic reports will get you there without the hassle. Plus, up-to-the-minute news reports twice an hour. No matter where you go, listen on the Odyssey or iHeartRadio apps and stay informed with what's going on back in CT. Because when you're on vacation, we're not. WTIC News Talk 1080.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Eczema, eczema, eczema. So many ads for eczema products. But those fancy TV ads don't mention that those prescription products can cost thousands of dollars. There's a smarter way. It's Exoderm for eczema and dermatitis. Exoderm costs less than $20. Yep, less than $20. You don't need a prescription, and it's available on the first aid aisle of your local store. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean, hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives or nasty chemicals. Exoderm, fast, effective relief from the itching and inflammation of eczema. This stuff really does work. Take back control. Heal eczema flares with soothing Exoderm Flare Control Cream. It's on the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, and at Target and Walmart too. Exoderm for eczema. Now that's smart.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I don't have to do all of that nonsense. Grown-ass woman. I don't think that anything you said was, well, I'm not going to say that anything that you said wasn't controversial. But then again, in this day and age, saying something honest can be considered controversial because there is more power in offense than there is in facts. That's the biggest issue. And I wish people understood that on the other end, because everybody was turning around and saying, but it's about people being... No, it isn't. No, I never give power to bozos. Never do. Never. I can't. Won't do it. Because that's exactly the reason why we're down the road that we're on right now, is because people who would normally be laughed at now found a niche. that can give them power. They would never have this. Imagine Lucas. You ever remember that movie? Lucas, played by Corey Haim. Imagine if Lucas had the power some of these denunts had today. Think about that. Instead of cheering for Lucas at the end of the movie when everybody realized, that geek isn't all that bad. That weakling, he's a good-hearted kid, but you know what? He's still weak, but, we can treat him better. No. Imagine Lucas, in the middle of that movie, had so much power just given, exalted to him. And he had decided that everyone in the school who had picked on him was now his subject. That's what would happen. That's what took place. There's a bunch of kids that would have normally have been locked in a locker growing up now control the conversation. The weirdest looking people. I've seen these people. I had a overweight white girl stand in front of me at a No Kings rally and suggest that I stop talking to another grown man. Now, under any other circumstances, that white girl would have seen me towering 6'3" above her and would have clutched her purse and ran away and said, "Please, Negro, don't rob me." But for some odd reason, this woman thought she had been almost made to believe that because now the geeks are in charge, the weaklings, the herbs, as we used to call them back in the day, the herbs are now get to tell the rest of us what to do, which shows you, folks, if you really want to understand, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Once you give these people the opportunity, once you get the whole idea, when they start saying to you, "I'm offended," once you give them that power, they'll abuse it anytime, anywhere, at all costs. I'm offended. Folks, we wouldn't have people outraged at Darius Rucker for singing "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas" at the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting if absolute power didn't corrupt absolutely. Do you understand that? Because being offended is the biggest weapon you can wield. The weakest person using said weapon is in charge. They can say it anywhere. If you were paying attention a couple of days ago, maybe even a week ago, the comedy roast of Kevin Hart, I still haven't seen it. I watched a couple of clips, but I definitely watched this clip. That Tony Hinchcliffe of Kill Tony said that George Floyd was looking up at us, smiling. And everyone in the black community lost their collective minds and said that was offensive. To whom? To George Floyd? The drug addict? Counterfeiter? You mean to tell me in this day and age, Pookie got more power than me? Pookie, because that's who George Floyd is. That's Pookie. Come on. Anybody remember New Jack City? Chris Rock? That's Pookie. That's who George Floyd was. The crack keeps calling me. I can't help it, son. I can't help it. Crack rock keep calling me. That's what George Floyd is, folks. Yeah, that hurts. I don't care. Tell the truth. How's that dude got more power? How's that dude a patron saint of fentanyl? How's that possible? Huh? That somebody makes a joke about a drug addict. That all of a sudden, the entire collective of African Americans said, you can't go after him. I mean, damn, y'all didn't even have that much respect for OJ. I mean, really, y'all didn't put OJ on that kind of pedestal. 30 years after that murder trial, y'all are still debating it. He's dead now. But nobody ever put it. You make an OJ joke, nobody would bat an eye. You make an OJ joke today, everybody would be like, wow. George Floyd. Oh, heaven to Betsy's. Where are my pearls? I must grab them. That's what happened. Y'all done gave this power to a bunch of people who I would pimp slap. Get up out of here. Are you kidding me? And that's the way I treat them. I treat every one of them like that. When I see them, yeah. As soon as I can't believe that you said that. I was like, what? What did you say? I just can't believe you said that. Why are you talking to me? Who gave you permission? Did somebody tell you that you're allowed to speak? Go away. Runny, scurry. I can't believe you would talk to me like that. It's been a long time since anyone's ever talked to you like this. Go away. No one asked you. No one cares that you're offended. I would rather you do this. Try this on for size. And this is the world that we need to live in. Okay? Try this. Stop being offended from afar. And say it to my face. If you want to have a debate about anything, you can always come here. I let anyone come in here. I've let some of the biggest names in politics come here and sit across here, and I'll let the average schmo come in here and debate me. If you're some run-of-the-mill, annoyed person where everything offends you, and you wish, if I got in a room with him, I'd tell him a thing or two, well, bring your dumb ass down here and tell me a thing or two. You're invited. Call up Adam. We'll put his telephone number online for you. You're always invited to come up here and tell me your 2 cents. Read me the riot act. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to sit here and debate with you and see exactly how much you're offended or whether or not you're just some outrage queen. Because I think that's the case. This place is about conversation and a little bit more than that. So, I don't want to hear anything. Go cry in your cornflakes or your Wheaties or your oatmeal or your curry goat, whatever it is that you're crying into today. But nobody cares. I don't care. And if you think you want to make somebody care, please do. I hope you know that that's the kind of thing that I want. I want you to try to make somebody care. Call anyone you want. Write a letter. Please, write a letter. I beg of you. Okay? There are no chumps here. Nobody's afraid of your little red letter or your phone call. Okay? Those days are over. You can probably be doing me a favor. In the grand scheme of things. You would be. All right, I'm not going to go to him yet. Simsbury Joe, hold on, because I know you want to opine on what Roseanne and I were talking about earlier. I promise I'll get to you in the next break, so thank you for being patient. We've got Sean Scanlon coming in. If he's listening, boy, he is in for it, huh? He's up there going, who is this guy? I don't know if you listened before. I was hoping that folks listen before they come on the program, but this is not typical radio. We don't do it that way. We care about much more than what folks are doing on radio today. The things that matter to me are the things that I think get things done. Right? It's about results here. So, don't fret. Don't fret. We get to the meat of it all. What else? Let me see. Oh, and we got Betsy McCaughey coming up in a little bit. We'll talk with her about her efforts to take over the GOP here in Connecticut. She also has some news that she says happened the night before the GOP convention. I know she was talking to some other talk show hosts about that. We'll get into a little bit with her. We'll get a little more in depth than most people do on this subject. And, of course, we will squeeze her for those telephone numbers in D.C. because I know she's got all the connects. I know she does. I think, what do I have to do, Betsy? What do I have to do? Do somersaults? No, I can't do a backflip. That's not happening. And then, of course, we'll try to take your phone calls at some point during the show. We got music news coming up as well. I apologize about the Wally Backman thing. I promised he would be here, but Wally Backman obviously had other plans. So we'll see if we can get him back here. And you know what? Here's what we can do. Adam, I got a job for you. Ray Knight. If we can find him, I'll bring him on. What's that? No, you can't probably get him today. But if you could get him, I got some numbers I have to give to you anyway. So Adam 12 is in the house. We're celebrating Reese's birthday, my 7th birthday as well. And we'll take your phone calls in the next break. So stand by for that. as we get into it. Like I said, Sean Scanlon, Connecticut State Comptroller, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. And what are you looking at? What'd you say? I said Comptroller. Yeah, she doesn't like the way I say it. I don't know. It's a good thing you were never a teacher, Roseanne. It's a good thing. Anyway. All right, stand by. More news, more news when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
Is life insurance still on your list from earlier this year? Now is the perfect time to just get it done. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, back. Let's go to Simsbury. Joe, how you doing, Big A?
Hi there. First of all, I want to 100,000% agree with Roseanne's last comment at the bottom of the hour.
Yes.
And I think that is the kind of thing that people, believe it or not, they just don't realize the level that occurs.
Mm-hmm.
And they live in this fantasy world, and we need to have more open, honest, which is the key word, discussions about the facts.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to stop shying away from it. Well, I'm going to tell a little story here. So about 2 weeks ago on a town social media group, I was talking about the book, which I highly recommend, by an author by the name of Gad Saad, which is G-A-D-S-A-A-D. Suicidal Empathy.
Yeah, frequent guest on Jesse Waters.
He needs to be a guest on Reese on the Radio.
Without a doubt.
And I'll bet he would, but I knew a lot of the stuff that was in that book, but I started talking about that book because it was appropriate for the conversation that I was in. And one of the town Democrat older women gadflies, I made a comment about Andrew Novak, the young man who was knifed to death in the UK and then handcuffed while he lay there dying. And I said, That is an example of suicidal empathy. We need to stop suicidal empathy. It's going to destroy Western civilization. And her comment to me, and I showed restraint for now. There will be a time when it's more appropriate where the restraints for me will come off. She said, "Your comment is racist. You're a racist." And she said, the actions of the people in the UK were collective racism.
Oh, wow.
And I brought up the 250,000 girls.
Yeah.
And she didn't care.
Nope.
She said, I'm a retired teacher. I saw students joke around, say, Allah Akbar. You know something? That woman, I don't care if she's a retired teacher. She's active in town politics. I won't say who she is a big, right-hand person of.
Right.
This person is sick. There are many of those people around this country, and we need to start using the acronym, and I won't use the words, STFU to people.
Yeah.
Stop trying to talk to them the way that I did with using, the example of a book. These people are all over. And you look at Paterson, New Jersey, right? Not terribly far from us.
No.
They want to make it a Sharia city.
Yeah.
Where's our politicians saying, something? You are welcome to practice your religion. We are going to ban Sharia law in this country. We don't have the guts to do it. How many times have we seen Catholic, and I'm not anti-Muslim. I actually have a couple of Muslim employees in Pakistan, of all places, and they're wonderful people. The fact is that I don't recall in my lifetime ever seeing a group of Catholics, I'm a Catholic, so I'll use that as an example, or a group of Jewish people, or a group of non-denominational Christians setting up their religious services in the middle of the street. They're telling us that we're going to conquer you. Though all of those people should be told, leave now. You have 1 minute. Get up off your knees and leave. You don't leave, you arrest them. And you put them away for long enough time where they decide, I'm not going to do that again. There is no shortage of buildings for them to do that in. There is no shortage of parks if they choose to do it there, because other religions have done stuff in parks.
Yeah.
Doing it in the middle of the street is the middle finger to all of us. And we're watching this, and you and I, this is my last part of my comment, Roseanne,
yes,
we won't be around for it, but we will be a Muslim country because it's going to get harder to stop it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be good for our kids at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. It is. It's getting out of hand. But you're right. If they turn one town into a Sharia law town, it completely is the antithesis of what we call our very Constitution. It says, sort of Congress shall make no laws based on any religion. These guys would be defying that in the most extreme way in most cases. So, thank you, Joe. I got to let you go, buddy, so I can go to traffic. All right.
Thank you.
You got it. Yeah, that's Paterson, New Jersey is that right there. That's a template for something that could definitely come this way. Yeah, it's Jersey. Yeah, it was. Oh my God, back in the days, yes, it was. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Westbound 84 tied up. East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound locked up. 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley. 91 southbound's a little slow. 36 at 35. In Windsor, again, tight 33 down to 32 A and B. More slow traffic from exit 20 Country Club Road down to 17 in the Wilbur-Cross Parkway in Meriden. If you're traveling on the westbound side of Route 2, delays 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound slowing approaching Harbor Park to the Aragoni. 9 north again slowing in Berlin from 32 up to the 72 interchange. 84 eastbound looks like an accident now between exit 26 and exit 27 going down the Big Hill toward the 691 interchange. Looks like the right lane's blocked there with a tractor trailer. Westbound 84 tied up 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. Southbound 95 slowing in New Haven 46 down to exit 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rain that moved across the region ending in the evening. Otherwise, a partly cloudy night with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny and warmer tomorrow, the high temperature 83. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 57. A mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high temperature 83. We will see a warm front approach on Friday, so we will see a couple of showers with a partly sunny sky, the high temperature 77. On Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds with a high temperature of 80. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high temperature of 82, and it warms up even more early next week. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
4 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest on nuclear inspections in Iran.
President Trump Tuesday insisting the Iranians have agreed to allow nuclear inspectors into their country, despite a spokesman for Iran's foreign ministry saying they have no plans for that.
They're wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. They know they're wrong. They told us inside, and we have it down 100% inspections. And if they were right, I'd cancel the meetings right now.
Asked when inspectors would actually be on the ground in Iran, the president said there is no rush. It will be at the appropriate time. Vice President Vance Monday said he expects the inspectors to start their work this week. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Meantime, Iran's president is in Islamabad today to discuss the memorandum of understanding with the U.S. White House says talks over the nuclear program continue, with top officials claiming Iran is willing to allow those inspectors into the country. However, it's not clear whether Iran would ultimately agree to those terms. In the meantime, another round of talks between Israel and Lebanon about the conflict with Hezbollah continue.
One sticking point is Israel's presence in southern Lebanon, and from that Netanyahu advisor, he told me we're staying in the security zone, but every time that Hezbollah reaches it, he says we respond, and we will respond very forcibly. He reiterated we're not withdrawing or taking out troops. He said we're deploying to the best positions we can be at where those troops are secure.
It's correspondent Britt Clennett. In Fairfield, police say the body of a fisherman who went missing earlier this month has been found. It was June 13th that Quahiwi Edwards of Queens, New York, was fishing with another man off Penfield Beach. Police say the 34-year-old and another man became stranded on a reef as the tide rapidly surrounded them. A witness attempted to assist the men, but was also swept into the deeper water. That person and the second fisherman were rescued, but Edwards was not located. His body was ultimately found on a beach near Shoreline Drive in Stratford, according to police. Reflecting Pool in Washington, still plagued by green algae and peeling blue paint. President Trump claims that vandals were responsible for the issues. Project cost taxpayers millions, and it's unclear when it'll be fixed.
Just weeks ago, President Trump said the renovations at the Reflecting Pool would last decades. But now, after $16 million in taxpayer money spent, the president says there will need to be repairs, and the Reflecting Pool will likely need to be drained.
Correspondent Rachel Scott. And just over 24 communities are receiving state grant money to preserve over 1,200 acres of land. That'll go toward urban green and community garden spaces. Over at Eastern Connecticut in the town of Putnam, they'll see money go toward the landscaping of its Union Square courtyard. The town's mayor, Norman Senni.
We don't have the money without the help of the state to support our different grants. And this grant makes a courtyard for us that will connect two sides of our town together, and it's something that the town can't afford.
East Hartford, Bridgeport, Salisbury, among some of the other locations that'll benefit. The state is spending about $11 million to make it all possible. Dow down 47 points, NASDAQ down over 500, and the S&P down 107. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. He's on the radio. One time, he's on the radio. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. Yo, we never finish 'cause the party don't stop. The way we consider politics, we on top. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio.
All right, we are here. We are live, and we're going to go up in a minute with the state comptroller. My wife's going to give me problems. Comptroller. Sean Scanlon is in the house. We'll talk to him. At least he is not like Wally Backman, who didn't show up and bailed out in the last minute. Yeah, Wally Backman bailed out on me. He had another
I'm a
problem.
Yankee fan, so.
It was nice seeing you, Sean. No, I'm kidding. No, we'll get into a conversation with Sean Scanlon, who is in the house. We'll talk to him in the second half of the program. You're going to stick around for a while because we got a lot of stuff to get into.
I'll hang, man.
All right. And this is our first time. Well, it's our second time meeting, but it's our first interview together. So I've got a lot of questions to you. And we're going to see if we can get a buddy program for Mr. Chris Murphy. Do you know him personally, just real quick?
I do, very well.
You know him very well?
Yeah, I used to work for him when I was first starting out in politics.
That's right. I did know that.
Yeah.
Is a middle. Okay, we got to talk. We got to talk. But that one's going to be off the record. I don't want to put his business out in the street out here. We'll get into that a whole lot more. Roseanne is here. Adam 12 is here. They are celebrating my 7th year of sobriety, which I'm very, very excited about. I don't know what else my wife has planned, but the last time she surprised me on my birthday, I wasn't too happy about it, but it turned out to be a great day. This one is really making me nervous now because we're in Connecticut, and she is sneaky. She is so sneaky. So I'm not prepared for this. All right, a lot of stuff to get into today. Also, Betsy McCaughey coming up at 5 o'clock as well. We've also got music news and a whole lot more. So please go nowhere. Just get ready for, an interesting program because it's already been off the rails because Wally Backman bailed out. And I'm really taking that personally. I'm wearing my Mets hat, dude. The 86 World Series Met. I don't ever dress up. Like, that's not my thing. I dressed up for this, right? I feel like I got ditched at the prom. Right? I'm standing there.
But you got me.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
So.
Fine. I did get Sean Scanlon. He was my second pick for prom.
Everyone was waiting on the comptroller, not the guy from the Mets.
That's right, the guy from exactly. That's how it goes. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. If you're heading southbound 91, look for delays 36 and 35, again 33 down to 32 A and B. More slow traffic approaching exit 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Westbound side of 84 slowing approaching the Boakley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbounds tight 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound Middletown slowing Harbor Park to the Aragodi Bridge. Again 32 in Berlin up to the 72 interchange in New Britain. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, look for slow traffic now 25A down to between 26 and 27 in Cheshire. A problem on the right shoulder involving a tractor trailer. Westbound 84 is tied up 23 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. South 95 New Haven tied up 46 down to 44 in New Haven. And in Avon, Route 44, Route 10 is shut down between Route 44 and Avon Wood Road because of a tree and wires down at that location. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The spits of rain that we see out there will end between 6 and 7 p.m., starting to see some drying west of Torrington and back through Poughkeepsie, and that back edge will slowly move east. So, yes, it'll be raining on and off a bit for the evening commute, and then we break into a partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 60, mostly sunny up to 83 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy down to 57. Our dry trend continues Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds up to 83. Partly sunny, couple of showers on Friday up to 77. Mix of sun and clouds on Saturday, the high temperature 80. And 82 degrees with plenty of sunshine on Sunday. So a quieter weather pattern as we get after this rain comes through over the next couple of hours. Right now, 72 in Wethersfield, 71 in Plainville, and 71 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brian Shackman here. Yeah, this week is the Travelers Championships. Awesome time down in Cromwell. Play kicks off on Thursday. I'll be broadcasting live once again from the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell on Thursday morning. And our broadcast booth is in that same spot as last year. Remember, overlooking the practice screen, so make sure you stop by and say hello on your way in. It's Brian and Company live from the Travelers Championship, sponsored by Cloder Farm.
Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Did you know the average person uses a toilet 2,500 times a year, and the average toilet lasts 25 to 30 years? So with that in mind, wouldn't you want the best? Stop in today and see our extensive line of Toto toilets, the world's largest toilet manufacturer. Modern Plumbing Supply on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin, featuring Toto toilets, a brand we proudly stand behind. No pun intended.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
This year, America celebrates 250 years. 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
There we go. All right, we're back. Reese on the Radio. Sitting across from me is, I guess, what's the best way to put this? 2030 candidate for governor,
Man,
Mr.
We're going right in.
Sean Scanlon is in the house. Connecticut State Comptroller. Come on, dude. Get it out of the way. Everybody knows you're running.
Yeah, I haven't been shy about saying that. That's the interest I have. Right?
That is the interest you have. No, I actually looked that up and said that.
I don't try to play around with it.
You would no. Rarely, you were one of the rare folks around politics who said, look, these are my ambitions. Like, why would I, play footsie with the idea? Stupid. This is something you want to do.
Just be honest about it.
So it only begs the question. I guess you didn't move on it because you were waiting for Governor Lamont to find out or to decide on whether or not he was going to run the third term.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to run for a little while, and then I started thinking he was going to run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was thinking he wasn't going to run, I was out there, right? Me and a couple other people were out there doing the circuit, talking to people, trying to have conversations. And then he, I think, probably made up his mind like in the end of 2024, early 2025.
He didn't announce until 2020.
Yeah, he didn't announce till the end of the year, but I think he made up his mind.
Okay.
And I think he started telling people, including me, that was where his heart was at. And listen, I'm cool with that, right? I have young kids. I'm not in a hurry to do it.
Right.
I think it's the only other thing I would ever want to run for. I would never want to go to Washington. I love my job. I love state politics. I do my job. I go home at night. I'm with my boys. I'm with my kids. I can coach. I can do different things. So Washington, not for me. Governor is the only other job that I would ever have any interest in. I'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I got other things to do in my life.
So I got to ask,
Yeah.
because technically, even though you don't really run in the elections that are, the sort of the gubernatorial, your election is sort of runs different.
It's always the same year, but different.
It's incredibly different. Can I ask the Sonny Houston question?
Sure.
What would you do different?
I think it's a different approach, right?
Okay.
I'm very different than the current governor, right? Our life circumstances are very different. We were just talking off air, right? My family was very, very blue collar. My dad was a cop. My parents got divorced when I was 6. My dad moved back to New York. I grew up raised by a single mom here in Guilford. She had no car, no job, no money. When my parents split up, she started a small business. I saw her work her you-know-what off every single day to put food on the table, to pay the rent, to do these things. That experience is quite different than most of the people who have been the governor of our state, right?
Yeah.
I'm the only person in statewide office today that has 2 young kids, right, who know how much it costs to put food on the table, to go to daycare, to pay for camp, to pay for ice hockey, which my son does, right? So I just bring very different experiences to the table. I agree with the governor on a lot of different things, but I have a very different perspective on things than he does or most people do. And I think that that's what makes me good at my job. And I think that that's why I like being in politics, because I think it's important to have those different viewpoints.
As the comptroller of this state, you deal with a lot of what I call the business of being a state worker.
Yeah.
How can you transfer that sort of by the numbers governance into dealing with the biggest problem we have in Connecticut, and that is private business in the state? That is one of the biggest problems we have. Because, and I'll tell you this is a criticism of the governor that you don't have to defend. I don't care whether or not you co-sign it, and I'm just going to say that because it comes from my listeners.
Yeah.
They believe that this governor is running sort of like right now, a Santa Claus campaign, because it's all about, giving out the goodies and all this other stuff. It's about, taxpayer money being doled out here and there. But the most ignored group, and that comes from my audience, are the people who are in the private industry. That hasn't been focused on. The lowering of taxes. I know that is an important thing to you. Property taxes in particular is something that you focus on. I kind of feel like the model of the Democrat Party has never been about that. It's been more about the subsidizing of livelihoods instead of those who are working really, really hard. Is your approach different, and how?
So let me answer that by telling you a story, which is that my parents were not really super political. My mom never voted. My dad, I think, was a Republican. He died 20 years ago, but I don't really ever remember talking about politics with him, right? But when I first got involved in politics, it's literally because I did a book report about the Kennedys, right?
Okay.
And JFK was a Democrat who believed in cutting taxes, right? Some of the other people that were the leaders of our party historically were always saying, let's cut taxes for the little guy and the small businesses and all those kind of people, working people, right? Even Bill Clinton ran on a middle-class tax cut for president.
After he was kind of forced to, but yes, he did.
But that was his platform, right?
Yeah.
I am a Democrat who believes we should be the party of cutting taxes. I think we need to go further on cutting taxes for people. And I think when you do that, I think you're not only doing the affordability thing, which every politician says, we need to make Connecticut more affordable. That actually makes it more affordable.
Right.
But you're also getting us to a place where you get to growth. And growth economically is the most important thing we have to do. We've gotten our fiscal house, I would argue, maybe you disagree, in order.
I think you did. I think fiscally you're doing okay. I don't like a lot of the things that are done. I mean,
sure.
I'm telling you that the thing that really, really big, and this is a small incidental thing, that money that was taken from the restaurants, the $550 million that went to the general fund.
Yep.
It wasn't like it was done underhanded, because sure enough, the legislature did it in everybody's faces, but nobody reported on it.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that sort of sleight of hand that was sort of done
But that was
with
the
their
games
dime.
that we used to play.
Exactly.
Right? That was always what it was. We're going to create this thing. It's going to be for education. That's going to go somewhere else. It's going to get the money from the casinos. It's going to go somewhere else, right?
Right.
Since we passed the bipartisan budget in 2017, which is the most important thing I think that's happened in Connecticut in probably 15 years, we got on a better trajectory. And in the last 10 years, we've gotten out of that fiscal hole. We still are not out of the woods. There's no mission accomplished, right? We're celebrating you today, but we're not celebrating the state yet.
Right.
Yeah. Right? But the thing we have to focus on now that I believe in my heart, and why I want to run for this job again, and why I would consider running for the other job, is because we have to make the next 10 years about economic growth. And if we make the next 10 years about lowering costs and economic growth, we are going to see this state, I think, go in a much better direction. And that's good for my kids, your kids, grandkids, your listeners. That's got to be our focus.
What do you say? Because I know what my listeners are saying, hearing you say all of this. And truth be told,
I don't believe you. You're a Democrat.
No. Well, you are a Democrat. You're saying you're saying the second part that they're saying.
Yeah.
They're saying you're a Democrat.
Yeah.
But most of them would say, Sean Scanlon, your party's not in that direction anymore. Your party at this point, Josh Elliott, the progressive left here in the state. We've got the Communist and Socialist Party. They're growing by leaps and bounds. They're dismissing the traditional Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Forget about the JFK Party. The party of Obama's being disrespected at this point.
Yeah. What do I say to that?
Yeah. How do you navigate that and get that coalition who thinks that you're going in the opposite direction?
Because if you're a Republican or a conservative that's listening, and you don't like being defined by one thing that the president does or other people do, then you can't define your opponents based on one thing some of them also do. You have to evaluate people based on who they are. If they show up and they're willing to engage with you and talk to you and listen to you and try to find common ground, evaluate them on that. That's what I think about politics. That's my North Star of politics. I'll talk to anybody. I'll work with anybody. I don't care if you love the president or you hate the president, you love Bernie Sanders or you hate Bernie Sanders. I want to focus on just people who want to get stuff done, and that's what you should evaluate people based on.
Okay, so you only lead me into the next question. Then why define yourself if indeed you seem to be a fiscally responsible politician?
Political parties are a means to an end, right? You have to pick one to get elected in this state.
Okay.
There's very little track record of independents winning. I'm somebody who fundamentally believes we should have like 5 or 6 political parties.
Okay.
But we don't. We have 2. And I picked one, and I think it's a big tent party where there are things that I agree with that people say, and there are things I don't agree with. Same thing with the other party. I'm sure you have people on all the time, right? Ryan Fazio, if he was sitting here today, he would probably say, listen, I don't agree with every single thing my party stands for. I think if you agree with every single thing your party stands for, you're either lying or a weirdo.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay?
I told you, I just literally, I opened up my show by, people sending me memes about some Republicans down there. I was like, I'm not here to defend Republicans. You must have got the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I'm here to defend what I believe politicians should do, and that is to serve their constituents.
Totally.
That is important to me.
Totally.
I got to say, I didn't get a chance to say this to you before, but the moment that we met, you were just coming off Brian's show, and I walked in early. You and I shook hands, and you wanted to come on the show.
Yeah.
The first thing that came out of my mouth was, does he know I have a show here? And has he ever listened to my show?
Yeah.
But you said you wanted to come on, and then Adam was saying that you were talking. I was like, are you sure this guy wants to come on my show? Because Democrats don't like this show, and that's okay. I mean, it's not like I need to be liked. I'm not like some teenage boy.
Yeah.
It's like my stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
However, I'm thankful that you want to come on because I want to have these conversations. But if I can say so, you know why I know that you wanted to be on the show?
How?
You're not Connecticut Dem. I'm sorry. You may be Connecticut bred.
Are you saying that as a compliment?
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
no, you're not Connecticut Dem.
Okay.
See, a lot of these dudes are phonies and posers.
Okay.
I'm going to say, and I'll name them because you don't have to co-sign, but I can name them. Bob Duff is a poser, with all due respect. He is. He's a poser, and he knows it. All he does is get online and rabble-rouse. I've never known anybody with 50,000 followers that hate him. Okay? I'm just telling you like that. That's how I know he's a poser.
You don't think that I am?
No, I don't think that you're a poser.
Okay.
I don't. I think that you're listen, the fact that you wanted to come on this program to talk about, you have an election coming up, right?
Yeah.
I've had people, you know what Josh Elliott told me? He said being on your show doesn't help him. I said being on your show doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I went, really? You're not trying to court any of my...
This is the thing, Reese, that my son plays hockey, right? And I hang out with all these guys all the time in a hockey rink. Most of them do not agree with me politically.
Okay.
But we talk to one another. And the funniest thing that happened is I was talking to this guy for a couple weeks. He didn't know what I did. I knew what he did. He didn't know. One of the other dads told him, you know he's a Democrat politician. He came to me and said, you don't come off like a Democrat.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean by that? He said, well, you sound like a normal guy. I said, well, what does that mean, right? But that's the point is politics has become so tribal, right? We don't hang out with people that disagree with us politically sometimes, right? We hang out in these tribes. I am the only guy in my family who is not a cop. My dad was a cop. My brother is a cop. My sister's married to a cop. My wife's father was an FBI agent.
You look like a cop. I'm not going to lie about that. You have the cop look, I will admit. It's like a genetic thing. Yeah, 21 Jump Street.
I'm like the narc here.
But good.
But my point is, they're not Democrats, right?
Right.
I grew up in a family that was not Democratic, right? And to this day, I hang out with a lot of guys that are not in my political party. that's okay, right? I believe what I believe. I am proud to be a Democrat. I'm not afraid to say that to you. I believe in the Democratic Party, and I believe that the Democratic Party can do big things for the state and do better things for this country. But I'm not afraid to say I agree with them 100% of the time, and I'm not going to sit up here and say the party is perfect.
No, and I get that. I'll never, ever, I wouldn't hold your feet to that ever. I don't believe in a litmus test in anything.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest problems I've always had politically is when you see something wrong going on. I'm pretty sure you heard a scandal with, I say that term loosely, Jaden McCormick, the young man who came here, was talking about execute gays.
Yep.
Right? Everyone, and trust me, there were people in this building who were thinking that as a conservative, that I was echoing that sentiment.
Yep.
And my response to that was, do you know who I am? Like, that's never ever been my platform ever, and nor would I ever condone that.
Yeah.
So when people say, it was like, well, that guy's from your party, I was like, no, actually, that guy is he represents himself.
Yeah.
So when I look at this and I'm talking to you now, I'm saying, look, I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire that says you have to condemn everything or you have to sort of, your litmus test is whether or not you're willing to shut that down or to say something. I don't care about what everybody thinks. I care about what they know.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking you, I guess in a roundabout way, is how do you maneuver around these moments where people of your party are asking you, or people outside of your party are asking you, Sean, do you condemn this, or is this what your party represents? How do you deal with that? How do you navigate through that?
Well, politics, I was doing this thing this morning where I talked about this. Like, politics has so become, I call it like a whataboutism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So any point that I make, somebody will be like, well, yeah, but what about this? Or like, if I criticize something that somebody said, somebody will be like, well, what about this thing that you said? We need to get back to evaluating just people and what they're saying in that moment, not always about whataboutism about other stuff. And I think if we do that and actually talk to each other, you and I could sit here for 9 hours and there'd be plenty of stuff that we disagree about, right? But I bet you money we could probably find a ton of stuff that we do agree about. And maybe that doesn't help you with your listeners. It doesn't help me with my political base, but that's the right thing to do as Americans who love this country and don't want to see this endless zero-sum fighting between politicians and people who have different opinions.
One of the things that
do you vibe with that? Do you agree with
that?
that?
No, 100%.
Okay, right.
Because I was literally going to echo it by saying this. It was like one of the first things I did when I started on WTIC a little more than 2, maybe even 4 years ago, was that I was having conversations with liberals who would call the show all the time. My listeners would say, why do you even give that guy a moment? Yeah. And I said, how am I going to understand the people who disagree with me if I don't sit down and talk to them, if I don't literally pick their brain? I don't want to just condemn them as being, oh, you're on the left, so you're a lunatic. I need to understand how you form these opinions, these points of view, this way of life, in order for me to understand it, because then I can evaluate whether or not you're a reasonable person or a kook. But that's only going to happen if I allow you to talk. Exactly. Having the conversation. So I've constantly asked Democrats to come on this program and have this conversation. Adam has got to tell Democrats every day. He's got to go. It's like, have you ever listened to the guy? He's very reasonable talking to the opposition. Sure enough, here's a perfect example. Fair to say?
Yeah.
First half, we got through it, right?
Listen, man, I even if you were, criticizing me, hostile towards me, I still think it's important for us to do it. I got 681,000 votes in the last election. They weren't all Democrats. They weren't all listeners of just what the Democratic Party platform is. They're a broad swath of people.
All right. Sean Scanlon's here. I think I'm kind of liking him. I
like you too, Reese.
That could be helpful. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more with Sean Scanlon when we return. Mark Christopher, he's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading into Hartford southbound side of 91, you've got delays now 33 Jennings Road down to 32A and B in Hartford. South of downtown, you're slowing again in Middletown from 20 Country Club Road down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. A heavy line of traffic there. Northbound 91's a little tight by 22 in the Route 9 interchange in Cromwell. Westbound 84 slowing just after 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Eastbound 84 into Hartford slows 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley. East of the river, a little tight out by the 384 interchange in Manchester. If you're heading into Middletown, both sides of 9, heavy approach in the Oregoni, sluggish 9 northbound, 32 in Berlin, up to the 72 interchange in New Britain. Eastbound side of 84 slowing in Waterbury by 18. Eastbound 84 again slowing 25A down to the 691 interchange in Cheshire. Westbound 84 slows 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. 15 southbound, look out for an accident just prior to the West Rock Tunnel in Hamden. Southbound 95 New Haven slowing 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rain that moved across the region ending in the evening. Otherwise, a partly cloudy night with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny and warmer tomorrow, the high temperature 83. Partly cloudy tomorrow night down to 57. A mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high temperature 83. We will see a warm front approach on Friday, so we will see a couple of showers with a partly sunny sky, the high temperature 77. On Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds with a high temperature of 80. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high temperature of 82, and it warms up even more early next week. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have cloudy skies, temperature of 69 degrees. There was a Tiger Woods sighting at the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell ahead of the start of the Travelers Championship this week. Woods was on hand to introduce PGA CEO Brian Rolap, who unveiled some changes coming to the tour beginning in the next couple of years. Woods recently finished a stint in rehab after he rolled his vehicle earlier this year. He's still facing DUI charges in that case. Police in Fairfield have confirmed the body of a missing fisherman who was swept away in rising waters in town earlier this month has been found. The body of 34-year-old Kwaihi Edwards of Queens, New York, was found on a beach in Stratford. He and another fishing partner became stranded on a reef after the tide came in rather quickly back on June 13th. Iran's president in Pakistan, as U.S.-Iran teams work to finalize a war-ending deal. U.S. says Iran will agree to a nuclear watchdog system, although Iran has not yet confirmed that. The investigation continues into a double homicide Monday in New Haven. 2 people were shot to death. A third person was injured. A fourth person was not hurt. No word yet on a motive for that shooting, although police say those involved were acquainted with one another. Supreme Court has ruled on a case that could affect the religious liberties of prison inmates going forward. The ruling dismissed the case of a Rastafarian inmate who had his hair forcibly cut off by prison guards. Damon Landor is a devout Rastafarian and says his hair was sacred. Now, the court ruled against his lawsuit and said inmates aren't permitted to sue individual guards.
He was serving a short term, several months behind bars back in 2020, and when he was in prison, prison guards refused his claims of devout religious practice and forcibly cut off his locks of hair, which he had been growing for 20 years at that time. He sought to sue those individual prison officials for the damages, to seek accountability for what they did. And what the Supreme Court said today is he cannot do that.
That's correspondent Devin Dwyer reporting. Wall Street, the Dow finished down 45 points today. NASDAQ lost big, over 570, and the S&P was down 107. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact-check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah. All right, short, brief break, real quick. We do have Sean Scanlon. We are behind the scenes talking about a whole bunch of stuff, including my wife constantly correcting me, and even the young lady who's here with the Comptroller. Am I saying it right now? Comptroller? Am I saying it wrong now? Comptroller? Like Comptroller. Is there no T in there? What am I saying wrong? Comptroller.
I think you're saying it fine.
I think so too. I'm saying it wrong. Women are meticulous. No, I'm not saying it's a criticism. I'm just saying.
If I'm the guy who has the title and I say you're doing it right,
Thank
you're
you.
doing
That's
it right.
right. But I'm saying to myself, I'm like, I know how it's spelled. I know I'm saying it right. Anyway, so we're here. That's part of the discussion. But we're also talking about some other things behind the scenes that Sean Scanlon is very, very interested in. And I wasn't sure if I was going to bring that story up about the construction workers or the African-American construction workers. But I wanted to make sure, because I told them that when I had you on, I would forward that to you
I'll look into
so
it,
you
for
can look
sure.
at it. And I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
I was also saying behind the scenes, and I can say this on the air because my audience knows this. You're a busy man, so I can't expect you to sit around and listen to my show all the time. But so my approach to this show is not to come on the air and complain. A lot of people do that on the airwaves. I mean, that's what talk radio has become for over the years. Many people think that really sort of creates change. It may create some influence, so to speak, but I think the way that change works is to actually get on the ground and sort of go to the places that are necessary to have conversations with the people who normally would not come in and have a conversation with you. So as I was saying behind the scenes, that my showing up at the governor's press conferences came out of rejection. And what I mean by that is not in the typical term, I was like, he didn't want to talk to me. No, it was out of rejection. You go and you meet up with the people the first time. You say, hey, I'm Reese on the radio. I'm new. I'm on WTIC. I'm in the afternoon. Love to have the governor on. And if somebody in your team says, here, I'll take your card, and then I never hear from you. Okay, fine. I show up at the next one. The next time you show up and you go, hey, you know what? I'll take your number. Okay, now, so am I going to hear from you? I said, I really like the governor on. Am I going to hear from you? I don't. I don't hear from you.
Yeah.
Right? So that's 2.
Yeah.
3, I do it again, and I go, hey, is anybody going to come on my show? I made requests. Then they say what I call the ultimate diss. Send us an email. Well, at that point, I say, go bleep yourself.
Yeah.
I'm done here. I've been nice. I've been kind. I've been respectful. So if I can't get you for 15 minutes or an hour on the program, I'll take 5 minutes that goes viral online. That's the way I look at it. Because you didn't respect me. I have been respectful. And by the way, if you've seen the videos of me and the governor, you've seen that I've been respectful through and through. I am not some guy yelling and hollering. And I come here, I go there on behalf of this audience and the good people of the state of Connecticut. So it is not to embarrass the governor. It is to go there and say, sir, if you will not come to the studio and answer these questions, I got to go meet you where you are. Okay? That's the only reason why. So that's why I say I appreciate you coming by, and I wish any politician would for that matter. Just come by and say hello, have a conversation, answer some questions, and guess what? You'll never see me at your press conference. We'll take a break. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, I think. There he is. Okay. Hey, Mark.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. And this traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. And if you're heading in downtown Hartford right now, look for delays 91 southbound 33 to 32 A and B, and again 27 to 28. Again, heavy traffic from 20 in Country Club Road in Middletown. It's heavy right down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Northbound 91's bunching up at 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound locked up 44 Prospect Oakwood to the Bulkley. A little tight again out by the 384 interchange. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. If you're on the eastbound side of 84, some slow traffic 25A in Waterbury, sluggish down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 is running sluggish from 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you're traveling 95 south in New Haven, that's tied up 46 down to 44 in West Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, over the past 24 hours, we've picked up anywhere from a half to 1 inch of rain. And on the radar picture right now, it's slowly but surely moving off towards the east. But yes, it's going to rain on and off for your evening commute. And then finally, the rain comes to an end closer to 7 o'clock. Partly cloudy tonight with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny with a high of 83 tomorrow. Quiet weather pattern ahead. Tomorrow night down to 57 with a partly cloudy sky. A mix of sun and clouds Thursday up to 83. Partly sunny, a couple of showers on Friday, the high temperature 77. Mix of sun and clouds on Saturday up to 80. Mostly sunny up to 82 degrees on Sunday. Right now 70 in Meriden, 66 in Waterbury, and 70 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
At Columbia Dental, they believe losing a tooth shouldn't mean waiting weeks for a replacement. Open 365 days a year, Columbia Dental offers same-day tooth replacement because no one should leave a dental office with a missing tooth. Learn more at ColumbiaDental.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Connecticut, commemorating 250 years
of sustainability,
of culture, of innovation, of democracy.
169 towns strong.
250 years of Connecticut.
Visit 250nct.com for a calendar of don't miss celebrations and events.
The Red Sox left coast road trip continues. Next up, it's the Colorado Rockies.
Way up there, and it is gone.
Red Sox, Rockies, tonight at 7:40.
High into right field. This ball is crushed.
Follow your Boston Red Sox all season long right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right. I should have known better. Thank you, Roland. I had the volume off here down. And as usual, Sean, when people get in the studio, this is the reason why I want people in the studio. Because these conversations go on and we learn about things. We talk about stuff behind the scenes. Sean Scanlon, the state comptroller, anyway, whatever. He's here, and we're talking about anything and everything under the sun. I wanted to get to this real quick, and then we'll get to some other stuff. You did an audit a couple of years back. How long ago was that? Was that audit on marijuana?
2024.
Okay, 2024.
Yeah.
In fact, on this very program, I cited that audit, and I was very upset about it. For
the topic, not my audit.
No, not your audit.
Okay.
The topic.
Yeah.
Because your audit proved to me what I already knew was going to happen. And that was there was, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was a disparity on the contracts of these marijuana dispensaries that were going to minority groups. Is that any truth to that, or is there a little bit of that in some other stuff?
A little bit of that, but the basic thing was that the whole premise of the legalization of marijuana was that we were going to take the money, part of the money that was got from people buying it legally, and reinvest it in communities that had been adversely impacted by the war on drugs.
Yes,
right?
That's a very important distinction. Yes.
What happened in actuality was that the entity, the Social Equity Council, that was given all the money, wasn't doing the right thing with the money.
Yeah, what were they doing with it?
Pretty much the wrong thing, right?
Okay.
And there was some very sketchy stuff that was going on. There was a lot of public reports about this, and the governor asked me to do an audit of them. That was the first of 2 audits I did in 2024. The other one was about CSCU and the P cards, which I think we're talking about. Right? But this first one was, okay, they're getting all this money. It's not going out to these communities. There's some sketchy, wild stuff being said that people are saying, well, if you put a freezer in this church, then we're going to help you with this, right? We had to get to the bottom of that, right? And restore some confidence. Whether you like the program, whether you like legalization, doesn't matter. It happened, and you should be for that process being accountable and that money actually going to where it was supposed to go. That was not happening. We did this big audit. We put recommendations in place for how they could ensure that that would never happen. And all of those recommendations that I put in that report were then passed in state law, and they've changed the whole process of how they're doing it.
Okay. There was a lot of scandal behind this, and my biggest issue with the whole marijuana thing, and I'll say this as briefly because I want to get to some other stuff, was I didn't like the idea of legalizing a business model to the African-American community that involved marijuana. And I say that because, not that I always have to lean on the fact that I'm a black man, I do not want African Americans thinking that the only business they can be into is that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I look at these businesses. Do you, by the way, just asking just offhand, do you know what the 4 to 5 most popular businesses African Americans start in any part of the country? Okay. No. This is important to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a clothing line.
Okay.
Barbershop or beauty shop. What's the other one? Food. Usually a restaurant of some sort, maybe like a, what do you call it? A food truck, something along that, or a brick and mortar a food shop. And the last one, which I never really liked, but it's not as often as it used to be, a record label. And these are the businesses that everybody thinks in the African-American community they can. To give them this marijuana thing, to me, was just low-hanging and just unimaginative. Just absolutely had no imaginations. Let's pay these poor black people back by giving them a weed dispensary.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to legalize drug dealing in the black community and think that that's a profitable. We need a society that actually starts influencing young black and brown kids to be engineers, but to be things that actually benefit society. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't need another clothing line or a record label. We just don't. Barbershops are great, but they become oversaturated. We need to encourage them to do better things. And that one was just really bothering me. I hope that in the future that people who wish to give grants to individual groups, especially if it's based on race, and I can't stop it, it is more investment into things that are generationally beneficial to those communities. That's my issue with that. The P card issue, boy, was that big.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are abusing the P cards?
If you have them.
Okay, so it's a money in hand kind of. It brings out the worst of people.
Yeah. Listen, I can't speak for everybody.
Okay. Well, let's talk about let's just speak for those who abuse.
You know where mine is? In a sealed envelope in my desk drawer.
Really?
Yes, because I don't think that politicians need credit cards.
Right.
Now, if you're a DCF social worker, right, and you got to go get a kid out of a bad place at 11:30 at night, and they need diapers or formula, have the credit card. Right? That's fine. But you don't need a credit card to be doing your day-to-day job as an elected official, in my mind.
How many people have you, based on your analysis, how many people have you seen abusing this card, even in small ways.
Well, the why I got involved in this was because, again, similar to the weed thing, there was this public outrage over Terrence Chang, who at the time was the chancellor of the CSCU college system, right?
Sure.
And there was this report that said that he was buying elaborate steak meals and he was going out and getting his car washed and his dry cleaning, all this stuff on the taxpayer dime at the same time that he was going before the legislature and said the CSCU system is broke, right?
Right.
So listen, if you're the president of Yale, who has a $30 billion endowment, and you're using the endowment credit card to go to fancy places, nobody cares because it's a private university getting private donations.
Right.
But when you're a taxpayer-funded institution, that money is coming from you and me.
Yeah.
Right? And there needs to be accountability for that. So we did this report, and similar to the weed, I didn't want to just say, here's all the things they did wrong. We put 10 recommendations out of what they could change. And again, similar to weed, all those 10 things have happened. And now there is true accountability. What I am trying to do, and we have asked the legislature for more support for, is I want more people in my office. Thank you. You saw me dying over here.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't have that for you already.
I've asked the legislature for more resources to do more proactive audits, to actually look at these transactions and see if there's bad things going on. And I don't have the resource to do that right now.
Okay. So you're trying to get that done.
I have tried to.
Take a sip of water.
Thank you.
For those of I'm sorry about that. I saw you was like, hey, he's running out of air here. Sean Scanlon, the state comptroller is in about. Yeah, I finally said it right. Goodness gracious. Is that what's your assistant's name?
Maddie.
Maddie. Okay. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate you. She's great. She's great. So this P card thing, which of course we saw with everybody from Aaron Stewart, Terrence Chang. I think there was another sort of worker at some group. I think it was an assistant to someone. Was Datch a part of that? The whole.
Yeah, because when we started looking at Terrence, what we found was that he was not the only guy that was doing this within the CSCU system.
Right. Jonathan Datch was the former chief of staff.
That was a whole different thing.
I know he was driving around the car.
He was driving the car. And
okay.
But I didn't do that one. That was a different thing.
Okay. Yeah. But what you're saying is that, and you haven't done this yet, the P card audit, or is that coming? Or
we did the P card audit of CSCU.
Right.
My office does constant audits of different P card uses.
Okay.
But what I want to do is more proactive audits.
Okay.
Right. So I want to be able to actually say, okay, here's 3 people. Your job is just to look at this and start uncovering rocks, right?
Yeah.
Because anytime you do that, you do find stuff, right?
Yeah.
I want to be more proactive, not reactive to it. But I haven't got the money.
Oh, okay. That's the issue.
But I go to the legislature every year in the Appropriations Committee, and I ask for that money. So,
do you believe, and I heard this, that there is some pushback by the legislators on some of these audits because this sort of, and I don't know if you know this, but I know there's sort of like this murmuring, I want to say, is around that there might be some uncovering of some stuff, so people are trying to avoid that because every time you turn around, it seems as though somebody's abusing something fiscally in our system. Are you getting any of that kind of pushback? Or
I think it's, in this case, it's literally because they don't want to give the money for me.
Sure,
they want to use it for other programs, which I understand. I'm not saying that that's bad intention. I don't think there's a ton of people who are like, you got to cover this up. We got to hush this, right?
No, not that I would say they say that to you.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if
that.
Wait, do you believe that the pushback on this is like we're not going to give them the funding because we don't know what's going to be uncovered?
I just don't think it's their priority. I'm the fiscal watchdog. That's my priority.
Right.
I go to work every day. I'm like, how can I make sure that this system is better? That's not what they get up every day trying to do, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I get up every day trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep trying to do what I want to do.
Do you get a lot of enemies with your job?
No, I don't think so, because I handle myself. And listen, I was in the legislature for 8 years before this.
Right. So you have some.
I would like to think that I have very good relationships on both sides of the aisle because of how I comport myself, the kind of guy that I am, the kind of work that I do. And so I have a lot of friends on the Democrat and Republican side that I'm proud to work with. And I think I get stuff done in the legislature because of that. And I'm not a jerk in politics.
What do you make of the usual moniker that Connecticut gets, Corrupticut? You've been here long enough.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a bad rap, or do you think that's...
Our more realistic moniker is the land of steady habits, right? Part of those steady habits is a little bit of corruption, right?
Really?
But I think the bigger thing is just that we are set in our ways. People don't like change. I think that if we want to go back to where we started, right, growing the state, making it more affordable, we have to be willing to do things a little bit differently. And there can't just be one playbook for that. You have to get outside your comfort zone, get a lot of different opinions, get a lot of people together. You talked about the business community. They're not our enemies, right? We need to work with them to be the kind of job creation. Most people don't know this. We had the 12th fastest growing economy in the United States in 2025, right? The last time we were that high, I was in high school. So we have some momentum, but we have to use this and not squander it, if that makes sense.
Just to get on some personal stuff before you get out of here. So everybody is here. All of these. Look, I cannot believe he's here. Ruddy is here. Just showed up. I'm celebrating my 7th anniversary of sobriety.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. You have a personal story. Your dad, although he left, a former police officer.
Yes.
Was it your father or your mother who owned the private business? I thought they both owned.
My dad was a cop. My mom ran a small business.
Smaller boy. Okay.
Yep.
So your dad ended up in the program for how long? Was
month
he?
Before I was born, 1986, my mom said, you can either go to rehab or you can get out.
Wow.
And she saved his life, but it ruined their marriage because my dad had a lot of anger about the fact that he lost, we were talking about offline, right? He lost the way that he coped, right? My dad was a cop in the Bronx from 1968 until he got shot in the line of duty in 1980 and survived.
Woo!
So he saw a lot of stuff and had a very, very difficult period of time.
Yeah, man. That was...
and the way that he... You know, he was a classic Irish dude, right?
Yeah.
Irish-American cop.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking to anybody about his feelings. He wasn't asking for people to feel bad for him. He was just internalizing all that and having a drink, right?
Yeah.
But that ruined his life, and my mom saved his life, but it ruined their marriage. But I never saw him from 1986 when I was born to 2007 when he died. I never saw him take a drink. He was sober that entire time. And the thing that he lived his life, he was incredibly proud of being a Marine. He was proud of being a cop, but the thing he was most proud of was that he was a sponsor to guys in the program.
Yeah.
And I grew up, he went to mostly men's meetings.
Yep.
There was never a babysitter. So I grew up sitting in
You
AA
went
meetings,
to meetings.
listening to
Hey
dudes,
now.
listening to dudes crying, talking about their marriages, talking about using, abusing, doing all this stuff, right?
This is what we call a child of the rooms.
I was a child of the rooms, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think as messed up as that was as a kid, it made me a better dude.
Yeah.
And I think it's made me a better politician because I've seen just such a different perspective of people who are broken, building their lives up again, and using the program to do that. And when I was growing up, I couldn't understand why all these dudes were called my uncle, right? And I'd say, this is my uncle. And they're like, that's a black guy who's 6'1". How is that your uncle? But these were guys that my dad was a cop and firefighter with. He loved these guys like brothers. And when he died of cancer, it was a really powerful thing because he had touched a lot of lives. And he wasn't always the best guy to me.
Yeah.
But now that I'm about to turn 40 and I'm a father, man, I look at him differently, right? And I see him differently because he was doing the best he could. And I didn't get that when I was 16. I didn't get that when I was 26, but I get that when I'm 40. And it's given me a different perspective.
You're a good man. And I thank you for coming here today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
7 years.
It's as I posted online, some people didn't think I could do 7 minutes. You know, it's 7 days for that matter.
Yeah.
And I remember those early days. And I'll tell this story quick. It was one of the first meetings that I went to, and everybody in the room had about 35 years, 25 years here. They had an average of like 30 years.
Yeah.
I said, man, I ain't been here 30 minutes. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't connect with these people. But I stuck it out. It's hard to believe. 7, it doesn't seem like a long time, but
it's one day at a time, though, right?
That's right.
And
That's exactly
the thing.
right.
That's the, we would be, I don't know how much time you have, but he lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, and that phone would ring 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. He was a sponsor. And a guy would call and say, I'm thinking about killing myself. I'm thinking about taking a drink. And he would sit on the phone with those guys and just say, brother, one day at a time. Make it to tomorrow morning. Make it to the end of your shift tomorrow. That's the power of what that program could do. And I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting with you. To anybody listening right now, like, it's possible. It works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it.
Child of the rooms. Yeah. Sean Scanlon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he may have impressed me. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I'm going to give this guy a hug. All right. Good stuff, right, Mark?
Yeah, he deserves a hug. No question about it. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford up to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound's locked up about a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel, slowing again 58 out to 59 into 384 interchange. West southbound 91, look at delays from exit 37 down to 35. Again, 33 down to 32 A and B, and again, 27 to 28. You'll see more slow traffic, sluggish stop and go. 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Northbound 91 slows 21 to 22 in Cromwell. If you are traveling to westbound, delays 1D up to the 84 West merge. 2 eastbound heavy off of I-84 out to exit 3 in East Hartford. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. Slow traffic again, 9 northbound Berlin, 32 to 34. Westbound side of 84 is tied up 691 interchange up to 25 in Waterbury. Again, 23 up to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 Cheshire is sluggish, 26 down to the 691 interchange. South 95 New Haven slowing 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The couple of showers that we had this afternoon fading away, and a partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny, warmer, up to 83 tomorrow. Partly cloudy down to 57 tomorrow night. Mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high 83. And partly sunny with a few showers on Friday, the high 77. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm John Silva at WTIC 1080 News. The Senate, for the first time, has approved a resolution to block the U.S. war with Iran.
On this motion, the yeas are 50, the nays are 48. The concurrent motion is agreed to.
Vote is largely symbolic, as President Trump will most assuredly veto the measure. Enough Republicans joined Democrats, the timing made possible by the missed vote of Senator Mitch McConnell, who has been in the hospital. $80 billion for Pentagon funding for the war. Correspondent Mary Bruce.
The Pentagon is asking Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of the war with Iran and other budget shortfalls. Lawmakers have been pressing the Trump administration to provide a more comprehensive price tag for this conflict. The last update from the administration had the cost of the war at $29 billion.
Body of a missing fisherman who was swept into rising waters off a beach in Fairfield earlier this month has been found. More from WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
The tide was coming in quickly on Saturday, June 13th, when water swept 34-year-old Quahili Edwards of Queens, New York, away from Penfield Beach, a witness had described to police. Fairfield police saved another stranded fisherman in the area, but couldn't locate Edwards, despite help from other agencies as well as divers and drones. It's now being confirmed that as part of this past Saturday's investigation, Edwards' body was found washed ashore in Stratford near Shoreline Drive. The Fairfield Police Department is sending its condolences to Edwards' loved ones. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080
Job
News.
cuts are coming to a company contracted to do work at Bradley Airport. G2 Secure staff will cease providing support to Delta Airways at Bradley effective August 19th when the contract expires. That from the State Department of Labor, which says the layoffs are permanent. Among the positions being eliminated are a training officer, over 60 ramp agents, and a dozen wheelchair agents. New details about a fatal shooting in a library in Chico, California on Monday. Correspondent Mike Stone.
Today, investigators here in Northern California say they believe the shooter who opened fire inside the Butte County Library in Chico wanted a Columbine-style massacre and was inspired by Columbine. 18-year-old Bradley Scott Sayer is now under arrest. Chico police say interviews are still underway. They do not believe he knew any of his victims. 2 adults were killed and a child was injured when shots were fired in the library on Monday evening. Alex Stone, ABC News, Sacramento.
A possible new lead in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. Nancy went missing back in February. Now, A second note has turned up at a TV station in Tucson saying the 84-year-old was abducted and died.
The FBI believes the two notes came from the same sender, but investigators have so far been unable to determine who that is. Savannah said she believed the notes were legitimate, but never gave up on her mother. Investigators are still working to identify the armed man seen lurking at Nancy Guthrie's front door. They're also testing a hair found at the home, along with a mixed DNA sample, hoping those clues will lead to the kidnapper.
Correspondent Aaron Katursky. On Wall Street, the Dow down 45 points today. The NASDAQ gave back over 500, and the S&P was down 107 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back, and I've got we'll have him on in a second. Another one of my good friends, Sam the Man on the Street, is in the house. Adam 12, and again, my other good friend, buddy, pal, Mr. James Rutowski is here. Ruddy, as I call him, is in the building. We'll talk to him in a little bit. Betsy is not going to be able to make it, so that's two people who did not. I could have just kept Scanlon on. For that matter, I'm just getting, stood up. It's crazy what's happening today. All the Republicans disappeared, and I got Democrats showing up. Who'd have figured? It's just weird. Eli, stand by. We'll get to you in a quick second because I got to do music news. News. Hey, happy birthday goes out to Duffy, the soul singer, known for the song Mercy, never heard of it, turns 42. Jason Mraz, remember him? No one's heard of that guy in a while. He turns 49. KT Tunstall, I think I have a song with KT Tunstall somewhere. I know I own a song by KT Tunstall. They turned 51 today, and I say they because I'm not sure if KT Tunstall is a man or a woman. Who cares? Paul Bonehead Authors, the rhythm guitarist of Oasis, turns 61. I did not know this. Randy Jackson from American Idol was the bassist for what rock group? Anyone? I didn't know that. Randy Jackson, remember Heavy Set? Randy Jackson with the glasses? No, he was the bassist for, of all groups, Journey. Yeah, Journey. He was a bassist for Journey. He turned 70 today. In 1962, West Side Story soundtrack, I love that album, love that movie, love that musical, was number one in the UK album chart. It spent 54 weeks at top of the U.S. charts. In 1965, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles released the Motown classic, The Track of My Tears. In 1984, Duran Duran scored their first number one single with The Reflex. It was produced by Nile Rodgers of Chic. In 1990, Elton John earned his first solo UK number one with the ballad Sacrifice. Never heard it? Don't care. And in 2018, all of my rocker heads in here will know this, Pantera's co-founder and drummer Vinnie Paul passed away at the age of 54. All of that is your music news today. Duran Duran, The Reflex. They were a weird group. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what Hungry Like the Wolf was about. I don't know. I still don't know. Is it what? Snacks? Snacks. Yeah, maybe that is. It sounds like a drug reference. That's what I think it is. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is back. He is in a... Oh, that's KT Tunstall.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it is a female.
Yes.
Yes, I did know that. That's right. You know who she reminds me of?
Who?
What's the name of that? The girl who that she was Frida and the Weirdos.
Oh, from ABBA.
No. There was another woman who had a weird name who had one song. I can't remember it. But yes, now I know who KT Tunstall is. I could always leave it to you. Let me ask you this. Did you know that Randy Jackson was the bassist for Journey?
Yes.
I thought that whole band was white. How did I miss him? He's a big fat black guy.
Well, he was on what, American Idol, was it?
Yes, but I never saw him a Journey. Like, where was he? Was it Steve Perry's nose that covered over everybody else? Maybe Steve Perry's nose was so big I missed the black guy.
I don't know what to tell you, but I did know that.
I knew you would. Of course you knew that.
So you were not talking about Frida?
No. Was it Frida and what was her name? She had that weird song. The what's the name? Days are over.
Oh.
No.
Days are over. Yeah, I know what you're talking
the
about.
The dog days are over.
Days,
yeah, something like that. That's the other one what I was thinking about. It's not Frida. She had some weird name. Anyway, who cares?
Florence and the Machine.
What's that? Florence and the Machine. That's her. Yes.
It's a great song, by the way.
It is a good song, but let's be honest. Doesn't she look like Tilda Swinton?
I don't know who Tilda Swinton is, so I couldn't.
I can't reference her because it's a movie and you don't watch movies.
I don't watch. You're right. That's the problem there. Hey, heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays by 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, 27 to 28. Again, slowing, approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91's a little tight at the Route 9 interchange in Cromwell. Westbound 84 slowing. 56 Governor Street out to 46 Sisson Avenue. Eastbound 84 locked in. 46 to the Bulkley. Again, slowing 58 out to 59 and 384 interchange. Westbound on Route 2 slowing as you merge with 84 West. 2 eastbound slowing off of I-84 out to exit 3. In East Hartford, 9 southbound slowing. Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound slowing 31 in Berlin up to exit 32. 84 westbound in Cheshire tight approaching 26. Again, 23 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Cheshire slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway delays from 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Petro Home Services.
To stay cool and save this summer, you need the best AC system tune-up and repair services. Go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. For special offers, go to petro.com or call 844-482-2496 today.
WTIC weather.
The back edge of the rain about 2 hours away, so if you're traveling well west of Hartford, you're going to travel out of the rain. It'll be out of the city in about 2 hours, so about 7 o'clock. Now, we've picked up about a half an inch to an inch of rain, and it's desperately needed because with that rain so far through yesterday, it's the 12th driest June on record with 1.31 inches of rain. So we're trying to make up for some lost revenue here, and this is the kind of rain we need, falling very lightly. After it ends, partly cloudy, the low 60 overnight, mostly sunny, 83 tomorrow, partly cloudy down to 57 tomorrow night. A mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high 83. Pretty quiet on Friday, despite a couple of showers, the high temperature 77. And a mix of sun and clouds Saturday, mostly sunny on Sunday, the high temperature 80 to 82 degrees. Right now it's 70 in Simsbury, 71 in Farmington, and 70 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, this is Brian Kilmeade from Fox & Friends. Have you checked out my radio show, The Brian Kilmeade Show? Listen weekdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 1080. We're talking about the issues that matter most to you. We're giving you the breaking news, talking to the newsmakers you want to hear from. Where does President Trump take the country? Where do the Democrats go from here? We are covering all this in great depth and so much more. The Brian Kilmeade Show, weekdays, 9 a.m. on News Talk 1080. Listen to your radio, smart speaker, or on the free Odyssey app.
Maybe you're sitting there and saying to yourself, man, I can't raise my arms. Well, I can't climb stairs. I can't kneel down. Brian Shackman here, and I'm here to celebrate what you can do. And that's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing. They're not bracing for the next jolt of pain because it's gone. They've moved on back to living their lives the way they want to. Now, I've talked a lot about the team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have been through their game-changing regenerative treatments done right in the office. You don't miss work. There's no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms right down. The pain backs right off. I had my free consultation. I'm preparing to go in and get the work done on my ankle and my shoulder, and I'm probably going to do it in July, and I'm very excited about it. We love hearing from you and your stories, not just mine. We here at WTIC helped a lot of people dig out from under that long list of can'ts and get back to living their best lives. So find out what you can do. Call QC Kinetics right now. That consultation's free. They're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. That number, 860-440-PAIN, 860-440-PAIN. Again, QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun
And outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back and we are live. And my good friend, and I have a small circle of good friends. And it's, I mean, literally, I can count them. I've got Sam the Man, I've got Adam 12, I've got Chris B. Like, so I'm like, Chris B. Yeah, James Rotowski, I can still count him on one hand. Standing right there, the Hartford Police Department. And Greg who? Oh, Greg Dillon. Yes, another one. You're right. There, still counted on one hand. Greg Dillon, without a doubt. Thank you. I appreciate it. James Rotowski, Hartford Police Department Union President, is in the house. What are you doing, sir?
How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm it's Tuesday, but it is a big day for me. It is. It's huge.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Very proud of you.
I really appreciate that. I mean, look, you're here. Sam the Man is here. Adam's here. I guess with you sitting here, I got to ask the most obvious question. You get any fights with civil rights lately?
Nah, we've kind of gone silent on that front. This is the first time. We weren't really going to do anything, but since we're here, we'll maybe talk about the Magnano warrant a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? This is an important conversation because at the press conference that I covered down at the courthouse, at the Supreme Courthouse, you said something that I was watching all of the press there completely mind-boggled by. You brought up the warrant for Joe Magnano's arrest, the warrant, and you asked them one simple question. Did you read it? And they all seemed a little flat-footed on it. They didn't know. And I said, I'm looking at it, I'm going, not one of you bothered to read this. Like, did you just hear that he was being indicted? Did you just hear that there was an arraignment? You didn't do any research on this? Did your newsroom say just go down there and cover it? Did no reporter do any research on this warrant or even read it at all? And they seemed to be suggesting to you that they didn't because they even said, well, what do you mean? What's in it? And I'm going, ooh, you don't do that in a press conference. You don't know, like you don't not know the subject. Please share.
So there was a couple things. I said that there were, factual inaccuracies, intentionally deceit, not deceitful or deceptive.
Move his microphone up a little more to him. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, just closer to you.
Holy Christmas. Lacking, crucial facts that were then, or exculpatory facts that they left out.
Yes.
So I'll give you one.
Mm-hmm.
So when Joe wrote his administrative paper, so his report on what happened.
Yes.
And there was some behind-the-scenes pushing from political pressure to get it done in a certain amount of time.
Good.
So it's a Garrity statement. You can't take what he wrote and put it in a criminal arrest warrant. So on the top of his statement, there was a Garrity paragraph saying, listen, this is for administrative purposes only. It's a Garrity statement. Can't be used in a criminal proceeding. That was the first paragraph of his statement. Where was it in the warrant?
Where was it?
Oh, they took it out.
Ooh.
So you tell me how an administrative paper with a Garrity warning on top of it, the paragraph gets taken out. And not that you should take it out, because you attested under truth, Rachel Kane and Elliot Prescott, that was the truth. The judge signing that warrant, did they know that you took out the Garrity statement? Did you know there was a Garrity issue?
Whew.
So you attested that being true. Is it true? That's not Joe's statement. To the degree where they knew it was a Garrity issue and they began to investigate it. And I don't know why they didn't continue, but you would think somewhere in his investigation that he would have highlighted, hey, listen, we might have a Garrity issue with this statement. We're looking at it, but we vetted it, and it came out that, you know something, there isn't a Garrity issue. I feel bad for the judge who signed that.
Because he was lied to.
Yeah. You can't do that. So when I said that those things exist, they exist, and that's just one. And that's huge.
Yeah, you can't even give up the farm on that one, but that is huge. I mean, in essence, you are saying, if I'm getting you right here, you are sending a non-factual document to be signed by a judge.
Yeah, you took out a paragraph that was in Joe's statement, and then you attested to the truth that was his whole statement. That was not his whole statement.
Oh, my goodness. That's lying to a judge.
It's lying to a judge. And that statement, his report was written under administrative guidelines. The Garrity law, the Garrity rule is, if you, because you're my boss, and you say, hey, James, you have to answer and write this truthfully.
Okay.
If not, we're going to fire you.
Right.
Okay, so if I can self-incriminate myself in that statement cannot be taken out of administrative purposes and put in a criminal arena.
Right. Because you're asking me to be honest and truthful. It can, in essence, you can't incriminate yourself even when you're because that's what it would be.
Right.
Because in essence, you're giving that statement having not been read your rights, so to speak.
Yep.
Right? Because you're saying, I'm going to give this statement truthfully and honestly, but if it's going to be used against me in an indictment, I've not been told that, in essence, I haven't been Mirandized.
They weren't Mirandized, and you look at this and go, those are, again, a judge.
Right.
Elliot Prescott is a judge.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Kane, assistant chief out of New Haven, decided to take that out and not let anybody know, and then put it before another judge to have it signed.
Ooh.
How dare you? You talk about ethics? You're investigating the police for a supposed, criminal proceeding and misconduct, and you're the one leading the charge?
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying, is you look at this and go, there's all types of things in that warrant that are just like that, and they did it on purpose. There was a narrative that they wanted. They started out with Joe's guilty.
Yeah.
Let us now construct something that tells that narrative.
Damn. Where are we now? You're just waiting for another court hearing. Is that going to be part of the next proceeding, or?
It's going to hopefully or file a motion to have that investigated prior to the next court hearing.
Okay. So we're talking about an investigation prior to the next court hearing, which is in July, I think the 21st?
Yes.
All right. July 21st, we can have that investigation to find out if there was some impropriety, so to speak, right? And if that is the case,
I don't know where that goes.
Right.
I don't know the impact on the case itself.
I would say that's huge, dude, because you can't, that's square one. You can't even get to a criminal indictment if you botch square one.
But you can botch it, and I look at this and go, they botched it, but they did it on purpose. So they didn't botch it. They lied. They took it out. They knew what they were doing, and they didn't let anybody know. They didn't let anybody know that they removed that statement, and it was written under Garrity, and they went, hey, don't look over here. How can you do that as a judge?
So, okay. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay.
It is crazy. But that was the narrative.
All right, so you're saying that the judge is responsible for this. This is...
How? Rachel Kane, Elliot Prescott, both knew that that paragraph existed because they were in contact with our Internal Affairs Division asking whether or not that statement was written under Garrity. Well, even if it wasn't,
right,
there was a Garrity paragraph that says it was.
Right.
How did you vet that? You didn't let the judge know that signed that warrant, the second judge, that there could be an issue here.
Right, because you have to be upfront about that. There may be a Garrity issue here before it ever reaches that signing, that second judge. So if you, in essence, you are misleading, this sounds like the Pfizer scandal before, saying that a person was doing something that they didn't. You're misleading the judge when they're signing that Pfizer warrant. Oh my goodness. Okay. So wow. So you can't go anywhere unless there's an ethics investigation into the judge. No?
There's got to be an investigation into what was this Garrity protected or wasn't it? And the more important question is, why did you take it out and not tell anybody? That's dirty.
Yeah, that is.
That's absolutely dirty. Again, you started a narrative. Joe's guilty, and I'm going to work this backwards and write a narrative to show it.
This it almost sounds like it's opening the door for these bozos to get a settlement.
I don't know what it does. I know that right there is telling me that your integrity and your ethics and your morality, you shouldn't be a judge and you shouldn't be an investigator. They should both be gone.
Wow.
How are you supposed to investigate the police when you're doing things like that?
It undermines everything.
Right. Transparency, accountability, that office was created for those purposes. And you were neither transparent with the Garrity paragraph and someone has to hold you accountable for removing it. Independent investigation for transparency and accountable, removing paragraphs from officers' written statements because it doesn't fit the narrative.
I didn't expect this to get that insane.
Well, there's more insanity in there, but that's one of the watershed marks in that. When I said it, I wasn't trying to be puffing up.
Yeah, no, you weren't even being elusive or trying to, throw dirt into it or write some sort of reasonable doubt. You were looking at the document, saying that none of this passes the smells test. Yeah. Oh, this is so crazy.
I'll give you one more.
Okay.
So Elliot Prescott came out with, and you can read it in his investigation at Graham v. Connor, which is our use of force directive.
That's right. Yeah.
Objectively reasonableness. He came out and went, no, we're going to use Smith versus the state of Connecticut, which is, it's a criminal case and it's applicable. And it's kind of where, if you look in the 2020 Police Accountability Bill, officer created jeopardy, de-escalation comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he can use that standard to arrest police officers, but in a court of law, he still has to pass the subjectively reasonable test, which comes from state Smith versus the state of Connecticut. Graham v. Connor, objectively reasonable, that's still part of that.
Okay.
So you can't throw it out. So what that means, very simply, is he's locking you up or arresting you under one standard, knowing full well when this goes to trial, the other standard has to come in. So you can ruin a police officer's life.
Right, by just using the first standard. In essence, you have an in, right? You use that, and then oh, wow, that's insane. So even if you can ruin his life, even if he ends up acquitted because of the reasonable, what do you call it?
Objectively reasonable standard.
Right. Even if that acquits him, it doesn't matter because the damage has already been done by dragging him into court.
Absolutely.
And that's the intent.
Right. How do you defund the police? Keep arresting us.
Yeah.
On nonsense. Crush us financially. Who's going to want to go out there and put their life on the line? And not only their life, but now you're talking about, your life and then your livelihood of how do you get a job with that?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, sorry, man. You have too much heat. Well, I got acquitted. Yeah, I got out of jail, too.
Wow. Damn, this is a mess. All right. I'm going to get more secrets when we go to break. Oh, God. I have so many things to know. Oh, James Ratowski's here. My good man Sam the man on the street, and Adam 12 are here. Again, I may put Sam on, but I definitely can't put Adam 12 on. He doesn't know how to speak without using the F word. And this is not cable TV. I love the guy, but he will F-bomb the whole afternoon away. He did it while we were here. Let's take a break. Mark Christopher is back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84, you got delays from about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue down to between exit 56 and 58 in East Hartford. We have an accident there taking out the right and right center lane. Stay left. Westbound 84 is tied up just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney Street. 91 southbound delays 33 to 32. Again, 27 down to exit 28. And you'll see another slowdown 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. If you are traveling right now on the eastbound side of Route 2, you got some slow traffic off of I-84. Westbound Route 2 is just a little slow by 4, and again at the 84 West merge. 9 southbound's tight, Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound slowing from I-91 up to exit 32 in Berlin. Westbound side of 84 sluggish, 26 in Cheshire to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound in Cheshire is sluggish, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway delays 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rain that moved across the region ending in the evening. Otherwise, a partly cloudy night with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny and warmer tomorrow, the high temperature 83. Partly cloudy tomorrow night down to 57. A mix of sun and clouds on Thursday, the high temperature 83. We will see a warm front approach on Friday, so we will see a couple of showers with a partly sunny sky, the high temperature 77. On Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds with a high temperature of 80. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high temperature of 82, and it warms up even more early next week. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Cloudy skies, temperature of 70 degrees in Hartford. The investigation's continuing into that double fatal shooting Monday in New Haven. Victims were brought to the hospital by private vehicle as officers processed the area around the Fort Hale Gardens complex. One person sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Talks continue toward ending the war in Iran, this as the UN's Maritime Agency launches an evacuation plan for mariners stranded in the Strait of Hormuz region. Vice President Vance today said the talks in Switzerland won an agreement over nuclear inspections in Iran.
The Iranians have agreed to invite IAEA inspectors back into their country. That is a major milestone for the American people and the first step in permanently denuclearizing or permanently ending a nuclear weapons program in Iran.
Body of a man who went missing while fishing off a beach in Fairfield this month has been found. 34-year-old McCaughey Edwards of Queens, New York. It was a missing man. Police say his body turned up on a beach in Stratford. He and another man became stranded on a reef off Penfield Beach in Fairfield back on June 13th. President Trump says 6 people have been arrested for damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, which the president recently ordered to be painted American flag blue. Trump claimed there had been a 350-foot gash in the paint as the administration faces its self-imposed deadline to fix a renovation before the nation's 250th anniversary celebration next month. Dow finished down 45 points today. The NASDAQ gave back 579 and the S&P was down 107. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app. Search WTIC News Talk 1080 and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio live right here. Eli, thank you for staying on hold. I apologize. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening out here. What's going on? Eli's from New Britain. What's up, sir? Eli?
Yeah, hold on.
That's okay. You're breaking up for some odd reason. How you doing, Eli?
Yeah, because I'm moving. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're perfect. What's up?
Hey, I just want to make a few comments about the marijuana industry. I used to be a corporate security supervisor, and I've done investigations for the whole states. And it's minority-owned. It's the front. The companies, what they do is they do into these minorities, but the money goes right back to them. That's
Eli, that's right. I'm familiar with you. This is so funny because that was the same thing that Dawkins was telling me when he came in about the minority construction workers. What they were doing was, they would get like these white males would get, because part of the minority groups were women, so they would put the company in the wife's name, and they would be running the whole day-to-day. Same thing with the marijuana dispensaries. They would use some black guy's name as the owner while it was owned by non-minorities.
Right, and then when they hire minorities, it's minimum wage.
Yeah.
And the statistics of minorities being hired are very slow. But you turn around, and if there's someone, like you mentioned earlier, someone gets offended, the minority gets fired.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, dude, you know what? I'm glad that he heard what I had to say about it, in the sense of, look, this guy wants to run for governor in 2030. And my argument to him is that there've got to be, if there are going to be incentives or grants given to minority business owners, can we please stop doing it for companies like, hair salons and clothing companies? And marijuana cannot be one of them either. It's just low-hanging fruit, and it shows the worst of these communities, not the best. Eli, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
I got one more point.
Real quick.
The DCP, if you file a complaint, it's a joke. They investigate and they put your name out there, just as an FYI.
Oh, saying that if you do complain as a whistleblower, they'll only, instead of keeping you protected, they'll put your name in the streets.
Yeah, and to the companies, and they'll blackball you. So when you get, that's what they do. So DCP is another joke. That's the last comment. Have a good day.
Thank you, man. You too. I know all about that whole minority, this organization and that organization. It's crazy. What I heard about the construction workers was the most insane thing. It's like, it'd be a guy who says they put women as the minority group, and so the guys would just get his wife or his girlfriend and put the company underneath her, and then he would run the company. He would run the company while she just sat at home as sort of a no-show job. It's insane. Anyway, looks like, if I'm hearing this correctly, you really got him to call? Yeah, Ben Proto. Ben Proto is sitting on the line. When we come back from Weather and Traffic, we'll talk to him. Apparently, Betsy McCaughey, who was supposed to be here to talk about running for the top ticket in the GOP, Ben Proto, I guess, is calling in. I guess he was supposed to respond to her call, but I guess we'll just talk to him. All right? So we'll figure that out when we return. Stand by. More news and more views and, I guess, more surprises. People who don't show up, people who do. Who knows? Mark Christopher's back. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Well, if you're 91 southbound delays, Hartford 33 down to 32 IMB, and again 27 to 28. Another minor slowdown in Meriden, 19 to 17. Eastbound 84 locked up from 44 Prospect Oakwood out to between 56 and 58 in East Hartford. Accident there, right in right center lanes block. Stay to the left. Westbound 84 is slowing just after 56 Governor Street out to 46 Sisson Avenue. 91 southbound delays from 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Again, 27 down to 28. If you are traveling 9 southbound, a little slow, Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound slows 31 to 32 in Berlin. Eastbound side of 84 in Cheshire, sluggish 26 to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slowing in Waterbury, 25A up to the Mixmaster. Heading southbound on the Parkway, you'll see delays from 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 south delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
I-91 north of Hartford and I-84 to the south of Hartford is our dividing line between where it's raining and where it's not. West of there, it's dry. East of there, it is still raining. And that means the rain is going to be ending in the next 30 minutes or so in the city. We have a partly cloudy sky overnight with a low temperature of 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow, the high temperature 83. Stretch of pretty quiet weather, except for Friday. We have a few showers in place. But tomorrow night down to 57, so a nice night to open the windows. Clouds and some sunshine on Thursday up to 83, with those few showers on Friday, the high 77. Mix of sun and clouds on Saturday up to 80. Mostly sunny, 82 degrees on Sunday. We start to crank the heat and the humidity, though, once we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Right now, 70 in Middletown, 71 in Bristol, and 70 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Dreaming of a perfect smile? At Columbia Dental, our orthodontic experts specialize in braces and clear aligners like Invisalign. Get the smile you've always dreamed of. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio live. And like I said, who knows? who's going to show up on the Reese on the Radio program. So many people showed up today, and so many people didn't show up. No Wally Backman, no Betsy McCaughey. But this gentleman did. I haven't even seen him since the last time he was here. Well, no, I saw him at Grassroots East in Norwich. Mr. Ben Proto is on the line. What's going on, sir? Why would I be graced with your phone call?
Because your producer called a friend of mine and asked if Ben Proto would come on the show. And it's the first time I've been asked to come back on Reese since last time I was there. So
knock it off. You're the head.
Come back.
You're the head of the GOP. You can pick up the phone and say, hey, Reese, you got my cell phone number.
No. I go where I'm invited, Reese.
What's that?
I go where I'm invited.
Oh, knock it off. Anyway, so I understand that Betsy is challenging you for the seat of the top of the ticket head of the GOP. Is that the case?
I don't think she's challenging anybody until the next election's not till June of next year.
Yeah, I know. So is it?
And
is
quite
it
frankly, the next chairman is going to be chosen by Governor Fazio.
Okay, that may be the case. Hey, let me ask you a question before I get into anything with this. This is the most important question ever. So I know that you heard that Connecticut is not going to be represented at the Great American State Fair in D.C.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I just so you know, the White House had reached out to me. Let's see, we're done probably back early May.
Okay.
Because Connecticut was not responding to them. They worked through the governor's office, which is what they should do, and they asked if I could help. I reached out to some of my Democrat friends. I know some of your listeners don't like that I have friends who are Democrats, but I reached out to some of my Democrat friends in the administration and was told flat out that the Lamont administration had no interest in participating in anything that President Trump was doing to celebrate the 250th anniversary.
Okay.
Because
Ben, wherever you are, say again. I'm sorry, you cut off for some other reason. Go ahead. You said that they don't want to be a part of it because
there was a cost involved in it.
Right. That's fine. No. I don't want to go down that road with going back and forth about the West End. But here's what I'm asking you: since they contacted you and asked whether or not to get in touch with somebody there, we have an idea, Ben. We don't have to wait for our representatives or Connecticut to go down there. So I have an idea. I would like to go down and broadcast live and represent the state of Connecticut by broadcasting at whatever our booth is and broadcasting to Connecticut on WTIC. Can that happen?
I have actually reached out to them last week. I have not heard back from the 250th organization committee. I did reach out Friday, because Thursday was the Bush dinner. I was a little busy on Thursday.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear back from my contact because I've got a number of people who have similar to you, have said they want to go down and represent Connecticut. So we're working. I'm trying to find out how we can go about doing that, how we can have people down there from Connecticut. Truthfully, Reese, you're not the only broadcaster who's asked, is there a way to do this? So I'm trying to find out how we can make this work, if we can make it work at this time. And hopefully I'll have an answer, I'm hoping by tomorrow, since technically tomorrow is kind of the day it starts. But they're going to be going on for a while. So my goal is to try to get people down to D.C. to, represent Connecticut. And I think you do a great job broadcasting from down there.
Well, what we want to do is, and look, we're not asking for any financial help here, Ben. Here's what we want to do. My wife and I have friends and family in Northern Virginia, literally 25 minutes from D.C., right?
Yep.
We can go down there. We'll drive down there, spend the night on Thursday night. And what we want to do is be there on Friday and Saturday. I know everybody's got plans on the 4th of July. We'd like those 2 days. We can broadcast to WTIC. I mean, come on, with a 50,000-watt flamethrower, we should be at that place on the 3rd to broadcast my show, and on actual, the 4th of July, the 250th anniversary, we could be there for 3 hours, noon till 3, sort of telling everybody the sights and sound. We'll just get down there. The only thing we want is an Ethernet connection and a power source, and we'll do the rest.
Well, let me see what I can do. As I said, I'm hoping to hear back from my contact with the organization committee. I'm hoping tomorrow. He usually gets back to me within 48 hours. And as I said, you're not the only one who's asked. So I would.
Okay, you can tell me who the other people are.
I would love to have multiple of our broadcasters down there.
Okay, well, who are the other ones who want to go down there? I got no beef with them. I'd be happy to share the stage with them.
Yeah. Well, obviously, my friend Lee Elsey would love to be down there.
Of course.
Harry would love to be down there. My friend Paul Pacelli from WICC would love to be down there. And if I'm trying, and I've got people who want to go down. I've heard from some state reps who said they'd love to go down and represent the government of the state of Connecticut there. So I'm working on it, Reese. I'm seeing what we can do. And again, it's a bit late in the game, but I'm willing to put the time in over the next couple days. I'm going to be in Washington Thursday and Friday. So hopefully, if I can't get somebody on the phone tomorrow, I will see them in person on Thursday.
Okay, because the only reason why is because I got to give my bosses an answer by Friday. Yep. And again, I don't know if you heard this, but I've been talking to everybody in the RNC about this a little more than a week ago.
Yeah,
I talked to everybody. So again, we tried to contact everybody we could at the 250, at what is it, Freedom 250. Yep. We talked to everyone. We just couldn't get anybody to respond to us. So.
Yep. Well, let me see what I can do.
Okay, and like I said, tell the other guys, Lee Elsey, Gary, listen, we could all do it together. All I want to do is just represent the state. That's all I want to do.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That'd be great.
Okay, good. So you have my cell phone number, right?
I do. I believe I do. If not, I will.
I'm going to send you a text message right now, Mr. Proto, and make sure.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna send you a text message anyway. I'm just gonna do it right here live on the air because I got you, and I'm just gonna let me see. There's BEN. There he is. Look at that. Boom. And I'm sending it right now. I'm gonna say, Reese, remember me?
I'm pretty sure I got it, but we'll double check when it comes.
All right,
through.
I just sent it to you just now. Okay, and I'll just wait till I hear from you. I guess on Thursday or even before then if you get some luck.
I got you in my contacts too, buddy. So we're good.
All right, good enough. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you, sir.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime, and let me know when we can do a little more than 10 minutes.
Hey, well, here's what I'm going to do because I know it's the end of the show. I will tell you, you know what? I got it all planned. Don't worry. We're going to get in touch with you. We're going to do something next week.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right. Thank you, man.
Have a good night.
All right, man. You
Take
too.
care.
Okay. Francis is in Plainville, and now Betsy's online too. I got less than 7 minutes. Less than 7 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything in 7 minutes.
This is awesome.
What? Okay, good enough. All right. Hold on for 1 second. Hello, Betsy.
Hello, Reese.
How are you?
I'm here for my piece of cake.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought I was expecting you to be in here so you could cut the cake with me.
I was looking forward to it, but Adam said we were going to do a Zoom. So, you know what? It was just crossed wires.
That's okay. That's all right.
Next time I'll be in studio.
Don't worry about that. What are you doing next week?
I'll come see you.
Okay.
We'll make a date.
We will definitely make a date. We've got plenty of time before that. Before that, as Ben Proto just said on the line, he said we got until next June, so we got plenty of time to get into that. But I do.
Well, we have. Actually, I'm hoping that we can do this much sooner. The state committee has the power with a 2/3 vote to replace the chair at any time.
Okay.
I just want to bring energy and openness to our state party so that more people enroll as Republicans, more people turn out to vote as Republicans. We have candidates for all the empty seats that are now not filled by Republican candidates. We want to be more inclusive. The conservatives have been knocked out of the party, and they feel excluded.
I hear you. Absolutely. You know what? We got it. Because we're going to be going off the air, I would rather just have you in the studio. So come by next week. We're going to coordinate with Adam. Adam's going to contact your folks, and we will coordinate it. I don't know exactly what day, but we'll work on it. But I'm sure that we will because I know I'm just not going to have enough time with you, but I'd rather you in the studio. We love you. You know, we have a blast whenever you're in town and whenever you're here and whenever we see you. So we can't wait to see you again. And I hope everybody's doing well. Please send our best.
Thank you so much, and go Republicans.
You got it, Betsy.
Fight, 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 as the big guy says. Fight, fight, fight.
No doubt. Thank you, Betsy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we'll deal with Betsy next week. Let me get Francis on the line. Hello, Francis.
Hey, Reese. Congratulations on the 7 years.
Thank you, sir.
But I really want to thank you for pushing for Connecticut to be down in D.C. for the 4th.
Yes,
and
sir.
I know there are a lot of museums that would love to give you some palm cards to take down with you.
Ooh, absolutely.
One of them, I'm on the board of directors at the American Clock and Watch Museum in Bristol.
Okay.
And I have some for you. If you can pull this off, and I think there are about 4 or 5 other museums I can get palm cards for you.
Can you do me a favor? Do you know where my church is?
No.
Bridge Community on School Street.
Bridge Community on School Street. I'm writing it down.
Okay. And I'm there every Sunday with the exception of the last one, but I'm always there on Sunday. I was in Boston. There was no way I could be there. They're already laughing at me. But I am there. I'll be there this Sunday. Service begins at 10:30 if you want to sit for service. And we usually get out at about noon. So if you're there in and around then, you'll see me. And I would love to take any ones you got.
Unfortunately, I'm in Jersey at my sister's.
Damn it!
On Sunday.
Well,
But
can you
I could drop them off at TIC.
There you go. All right, definitely do that.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure, Francis. Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a whirlwind of a day. I don't even know what this is like one of the craziest days I've had on radio. It's like all over the place. It's like here, there, and everywhere. Francis, I think, called back by accident. Oh, yeah, he did. I want to thank you. Thank you, Ruddy. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Sam the Man. Sam grabbed the microphone just to say hello even for a minute. I mean, I let everybody else on the air, except Adam. I can't do it. Just can't do it. I love the guy, but I can't do it. You can say hello. That's Sam the Man on the street. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, guys. Sam on the street here.
He's got one of the best voices ever. I want to thank you for coming down here. I hadn't seen you in a while, and I cannot believe that my wife took all of the telephone numbers of my only friends and called them up and made sure they were down here. So now I know that when I'm sleeping, she's going through my phone. That's what I learned from this. That's what I learned from today's program. So I appreciate you. Do you ready to cut some cake?
Thank you.
Do you
Absolutely.
like German chocolate?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How about you, Ruddy? You German chocolate?
Salad.
Yeah, exactly. It is salad. Absolutely. Adam, as always, thank you for being literally the ace in the hole. Just don't curse. Just say anything without an F-bomb in it. Just say, hey, buddy, how are you? That's.
It's a year in Connecticut for Reese. We're going to welcome to Connecticut and say thank you.
All right, there you go. He did it. He did it, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't curse. He did it. It was, listen to me. He was rocking back and forth while he was doing it, trying to convince himself. You don't have to put it. It's not a conjunction. I'm already concerned now because he's been shouting in the background. I'm going, he can't stop. He is, I love him. When you were around him, the things that he says are absolutely... They're awful. I need to introduce him to everyone I know. My brother would love you. Like 5 minutes with you would drive him. Literally, he would probably have stomach aches. White Mike and him together? Forget about it. Deborah says, congrats on the 7 years. She says, we will be in D.C. on the 4th weekend representing Connecticut. Thank you, Deborah. I will hope to see you there as well. Ryan said to take Betsy's call. Ben comes off as the biggest do-nothing kind of guy. Well, we'll see whether or not he comes through. Give the guy a shot, for crying out loud. I mean, we just asked him. Hopefully, no more. We'll figure it out. Zeb says, self-sufficient Reese, don't rely on the bozos. You don't need anybody. I'm working to get people on board so we can get this done. You guys will, how do I put it in a way that isn't dismissive? Your hatred, is strong here in Connecticut. I'm trying to make you people nicer, kinder, more forgiving. They just won't do it. They just won't, no matter what. I try. They say to me all the time, they go, Reese, you have the patience of a saint. And I go, no, I'm just not, I don't know. I don't like the whole craziness. And yes, I'm married to Roseanne. Trust me, it gets easier. It gets easier. She's not, she doesn't stress me out. She's okay. I got to get out here. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night, pleasant tomorrow, one day at a time, folks. And you know what? I say this and I mean it. The Serenity Prayer, even if you're not in the rooms, before you act out, say the Serenity Prayer. Save my life, it will save yours. Mark Christopher's back. He's getting you home. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, Mark.
All right, Reese, have a great night. 84 eastbound. You got delays now from 44 Prospect Oakwood down to between exit 56 and 58 in East Hartford. An accident taking out the right and right center lanes.